in a universe full of cinematics, full of marvels, we take the quantum realm and go subatomic all the way back to 2008, and we find out the explanation of the rankings of Cap with the Marvel Cinematic Universe from start to finish. No holds barred, raw ratings from the man, the myth, the legend himself. Before most of y'all was born, before y'all figured out who the Marvel Universe was, we take this journey that no other podcast has the balls to take. We take this journey without any seatbelts, without any airbags, without any anti-lock brake systems, in a snowstorm, in a fucking rainstorm, on a yacht, in a fucking hurricane, through a twister, upside down, call a mister. This is the fucking truth, and this is the way we see it. 1-800-FACTS. We don't never lie. Opinions are not welcome here. This is what the fuck we do. And for all you newbies that never seen these movies, we're also gonna make Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania better. Why? Because we fucking can. Now buckle up your pussy ass seatbelts and join in for the ride. Sign the fucking waiver. Go fuck yourself. We got Cavs in the building. We got Cap in the fucking building. I'm Toe Tags, and let's fucking do this.
You see how long he kept up that salute for?
Yo,
that's military training, bro. I couldn't. You know what? I'm done, bro. I'm done.
I'm not gonna lie. I started thinking to myself, "Holy shit, Toe, you talk way too fucking much in this intro."
Yo, you just freestyled that, right?
Yes.
Can you imagine the damage you would do if you would put pen to a paper? Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. There's a fucking warrior poet in there somewhere. I'm telling you, I've been saying it from the beginning. This isn't new. This isn't some new episode fucking sucking your dick shit. No, I've always told you about those intros, kid. Put some pen to paper. See what you come out with. Just write. Just write.
I'm gonna have to. Because I thought about the opening line during the intro and just went off of that.
Just saying. What's up, y'all? How y'all been? How's the week? How's life? How's everything?
It's going it's going slow for me, Cabs, because I'm off next week and the week after that from work. I'm off 2 weeks of work.
What are you gonna do? I need to know, what are the plans? Yes, definitely catch up on some sleep.
Yeah.
I need you to sleep in until 2 p.m. every day.
Word. I want to go to a movie. I was like Creed 3. I want to see Creed 3.
Cool. Shout out Jonathan Majors.
I want to, like, Costco has this set of New York strip steaks that are thick and all that. So I want to get some of those. Now I'm thinking about either getting a cheap grill with some charcoal and grilling the steaks up, or getting like a cast iron pan and those motherfuckers.
Cast iron. 100% cast iron, hella butter with some thyme. I would say cast iron. Where the hell are you gonna put that grill?
We got a little backyard, and
Oh, okay, yeah, I forget. You're in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I'll be having backyards and shit.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Washington Heights has no backyard.
You got roofs. You got ceilings.
Yeah, we got roofs.
Just, and maybe get some of the weights going. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty much it.
What's on the watch list besides Creed? Like in-home watching.
I'm thinking about rewatching the first or second season of The Mandalorian. Because tomorrow 3 comes out.
Yep.
And a part of me, if there is no going anywhere, a part of me wants to watch the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, fuck it. Yes.
I don't know where they are. If they're on HBO Max, then I might watch the Harry.
HBO Max is goated, let me tell you.
Word.
Shitting on Netflix. To be fair, a lot of things are shitting on Netflix, though.
This is true.
Johnny, what's going on?
Yo, Johnny, I'm not a cheater. You got one judge here, the other judge they picked. There was 2 rounds. Nobody else wants to face me, Johnny. You might have to come back and do that rematch after I beat up Kenny.
I don't want to face him.
Yo, Cavs,
anything.
We have a promo battle on Mondays.
I see that, yeah.
And one of the viewers, Big Hirsch, was talking hella shit yesterday and never showed up. He was in the chat talking shit and never showed up.
You can't do that.
He calls himself the promo king.
I'd rather you show up and lose than not show up.
Word.
Showing up and losing. Hey, losing is gracious. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with an L. And which is kind of what I've been going through with my kid. So I don't know if you guys can notice. I have crazy sunburn. My son's game got a little crazy on Saturday. It was very hot. And then Sunday we've been working out. There's nothing wrong with an L. My son is now playing with a junior high school team at baseball, and he got humbled. And I've been trying to talk to him like, yo, there's nothing wrong with taking an L, but always show up.
Word.
Always show up. Show up to your L. It's fine. Even if you know you're going to take an L, show up.
Yo, there's a lot to learn from losing.
You learn more from losing than you do winning.
Yeah,
when you win, you don't think about the lesson. You think about the lesson more when you lose. It's in your head.
Yeah, there's a difference between losing and being defeated.
Yeah.
And when you lose, you allow yourself to be defeated. That's when you really lost.
Yep.
But when you're not defeated from that loss, that's when you start growing some balls.
Facts.
It's like you don't develop thick skin or rough skin in a fight unless you get hit.
Yeah.
Make your skin like leather. If you don't let this hurt you, nothing hurts you.
You can have your first 5 wins by full knockout and you never got touched. But that one day that you get touched,
yep,
that's what you're gonna remember the most
out
of all 6 fights.
Yep.
That one day you get touched, that's what you're gonna remember. For sure.
Real quick, like Logan Paul.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that fight or no?
I did not see the fight, but I saw highlights.
Yo, we'll talk more about it tomorrow on the sports thing. But you met somebody younger, his age, and that's faster. And Logan Paul forgot that he needed to progress.
Yeah,
he couldn't just throw that right. But but that's what happens.
He was very accurate, apparently, though. Like he landed more punches, but they just didn't hurt as much, I guess.
Well, I actually caught the whole fight. It looked like he was throwing more punches. My man threw half the amount of punches and like landed like a quarter of them.
Yeah.
But it was that he had Tommy Fury left his hands down. So that left hook was there all day. The problem is you can tell Logan Paul don't throw that left hook. Not for
which is why he let that hand down.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the only punch he really had because he telegraphed the shit out of that overhand right.
I mean, he had to take an L sooner or later.
Yeah.
But just I actually hope he keeps going. Like, good for him. Yeah, like take the L, move forward. And like, maybe some of your fights have been staged. But yeah, hopefully you keep going move on. Man, I know those guys are like kind of douchey, but I fuck with those kids. I fuck with people who make money, bro. Like, go make money, Just go. Like, live your world like no one's watching, but just don't do weird shit. Yeah.
But you said no one's watching, so.
But don't do weird shit.
Because we all watch.
Because we are. Yeah. Don't do weird shit. Weird shit gets you in trouble.
Word. So, guys, do we have a question of the day, or are we just gonna go straight into Quantumania?
I don't have a question of the day, but I do have a new interesting comic book fact.
Okay.
Marvel has now officially ended the Peter Parker Mary Jane relationship.
I saw that.
And he officially said that he fell out of love with her and she's now just a sister. and not like an actual love interest. Which is funny because the shit I was reading before that was Black Cat confirmed to the Marvel Universe that Mary Jane has a, and I quote, dump truck ass.
Black Cat got a little thumper back there too, though.
Yeah, but so they had a thing where they went to go steal something from Tombstone, and they had Mary Jane and Black Cat's outfit. She went up there, distracted him, got away, where the real Black Cat stole it. And Black Cat looked at him and was like, damn, I'm surprised you didn't stretch out my costume with your dump truck ass.
Nice. That's funny. That's good interaction.
And as a Puerto Rican, I found it weird that the next story I read after that is Peter Parker going, nah, I see her more like a sister. I don't really mess with her too much. I'm like, what?
Come on, Pete. It's been a while.
Yeah, so who knows what they're going to do with him now.
There's been so many universes, and they probably it sounds mutual. They've been through so much, so many universes, so many iterations.
They don't ever let these characters truly progress, so they've just been stuck in the same situation.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. So it's like they've been through so much crap. Like
they're also bringing back the Ultimates universe.
So what does that put Miles?
So the common theory is that Miles is actually now going to get to shine as his own Spider-Man.
Cool.
So he's going to be the Spider-Man for the Ultimate Universe.
Cool. That's very cool. Shout out. And that movie's coming real soon.
Yep. Sony Pictures presents.
That shit. That's probably like at the top of the hype list in terms of comic book movies. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't get too crazy with all of these like different versions of Spider-Man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a live action one.
No. Well, I mean, sooner or later. I'm talking about Into the Spider-Verse. Which I need that movie so hard. Please give it to me. Let's go.
Word. When does part 2 come out?
I don't even think they've confirmed.
What? Into the Spider-Verse 2?
Yeah, did they put a date out?
Yeah. They've already have trailers and shit out for it.
I didn't see a date though.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
I didn't see a date. June 2nd. Nice.
There you go.
Nice. I didn't even. June is stacked. So June is video game month. You know what I'm saying? It's E3. If they have one, there's going to be like, but there's Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, which has been getting heavy praise. All of the other video games will be announcing. Spider-Man. Like, I think there's a late game in May that I'm looking forward to as well. So I feel like I want to save all my PTO and just take off all of June, bro.
Yo, I've already pre-ordered the Diablo 4. That way I get to play the fucking beta.
Yeah, good idea. I think I want to do the same. The thing is, there's out of those 3 games in June, I'm planning on getting 2. And Street Fighter 6 is one of them, confirmed. So it's either Diablo 4 or FS16. I thought Final Fantasy 16 would be delayed. I was actually banking on it so I could play these other 2 games. But there's been a lot of hands-on previews that just released today. There was like a big event in New York, and all of these video game journalists got flown out to New York. They play Final Fantasy 16, and previews have been very positive. And the director Yoshi was like, yo, this game is gonna release in June unless a meteor hits our offices. So we'll see, man. We'll see which one I get, bro, but I'm nervous.
He better watch out, man. But the way the world's been, it snowed in California. Like
it's funny because, Final Fantasy VII, arguably the most popular of the Final Fantasies, it's kind of like the story. The world gets hit with a meteor. So I saw what he tried to do there. But, be careful. Yeah, definitely don't talk shit. Shit just be happening nowadays. Shit just happens. There's fucking earthquakes everywhere and fucking This world is like, everybody chill.
Word.
Y'all heavy. Chill out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. But what's really going on is what's about to happen today, where we're gonna fix Quantumania, and we're gonna get into the list. Funny enough, the meme of early MCU films with Captain America was his list of things to catch up on. So our Cap here has a list of ratings he had from like phase 1 to like about phase 3.5, 4.
It's all of them up until Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, we're gonna get raw ratings that he's been writing a list for since watching these movies earlier, like since release back in 2008 with the first Iron Man, correct?
Yep.
Oh, that is very exciting. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one today. Let's go straight into Quantumania.
Word. All right, so who wants to start this?
I'll start, bro. You got it? Good.
If you want to go, you can go.
I was only going to go in case nobody else had anything. I mean, I have my shit, but.
So, okay, I'll start. Mine is a little detailed, so I guess I'll go.
Good.
So, something that Toe said, and again, for people just joining in, we're going into how we would save Quantumania little rants here. So, something that Toe said stuck out to me a whole lot last podcast. Toe said, Thanos was in the back scene throughout all of phase 1, 2, 3, well, late like phase 2, phase 3. And he was sending the lackeys out to do his work. The reason Thanos hit so well is because the stones, we knew he wanted the stones. We knew he wanted to wipe out 50% of all life. And we knew he was sending lackeys to go and get this. He sent Loki, he sent Ronan. He sent Loki with a stone to get more stones. We'll talk about that in another podcast. But so that's the thing. When we finally got to see Thanos, we saw him in his final act, or at least the penultimate. You feel me? Like it was Infinity War and Endgame. It was a different version of Thanos, anyways. So like we literally saw him in his final act. So that got me to thinking. I think the major problem with Quantumania, it's like positive side to it too, which is Kang. So I started thinking, what if we treated Kang? I know we did a lot of comparison. And I was like, oh, we can't compare him to Thanos. I don't want to compare the two, but their releases to us and how they showed them to us. So what I would do, save the MCU. I'm gonna set a stage here. So the movie starts, and we immediately have the team around this quantum machine. Immediately, like opening. And then Cassie's like, yeah, this is what I use to, find my dad and whatever. And Janet's all freaking out. And she's like, what the hell? What is that? What does that do? Blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, yeah, I'm sending a signal down there. Janet's like, turn it off. I will let you know what's going on. There's an evil man down there. I never told you guys about him. Turn it off. And then boom, they turn off the machine. And that cuts into Kang. So we hear it's like black and we hear footsteps. Boom, 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 boom. Kang sees on his computers or whatever that there's some kind of signal. He calls MODOK. He's like, MODOK, are you seeing this? MODOK's like, yeah, I see it. He's like, all right, start the escape protocol. Boom, 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 boom. And then now we go see happy-go-lucky Scott. And he's like, yeah, my life. Yeah, you're wondering how I got here. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah. And everything is like really happy. And then he's like, something that isn't happy is what Janet was talking about. Apparently there's some really bad guy down there, bum. So then they go to dinner. And this is when Janet starts explaining to everyone what the hell is it that she's so worried about down there. So the whole story of Kang and her that we see it right then and there. Okay. Then we cut back to Kang. Kang is like, yo, we need those people here. Whoever's sending that signal, we need them here. We can't go up there and get them, but we can sure as hell try to drag him in. So MODOK is the one in charge of getting these people here. It's not Kang. Kang is sort of in the background preparing this like escape protocol now that they have this beacon that they can work on, right? So then somehow MODOK is really the bad guy. Here's what I'm saying. The same way Ronan was the bad guy, the same way Loki was the bad guy, MODOK is the bad guy here. And maybe we could make him look a little better. He was a little goofy. I'll tell you this, I think MODOK would have looked a lot better with hair, but it wouldn't have made sense because Buddy was bald in that man one. But I think MODOK, if we would have just put hair on him, I think it would have looked a lot better. So whatever. So MODOK finds a way to drag everybody down. And same thing kind of plays out where Cassie and what's up, Coffee? We live for show. Cassie and Scott end up one place, and then Janet and Hope and them, they end up in another place. So they heard about Kang from Janet, and now MODOK like gets them down, but MODOK is very nice to them, very welcoming. And he's like, look, you guys are very impressive. You guys made this machine that brought you down here. We've been trying to send a signal to y'all up there forever. So I have somebody that wants to meet you. Take him to Kang. And Kang is being super nice, very hospitable, very gentlemanlike, very Namor. Yeah, very Namor. You saw how Namor was super welcoming to Shuri. And like, so he's like that. And like, they're like kind of discussing theories and stories and this. So Kang like, yo, how did you build that, Scott? And Scott like, I didn't do it. She did it. And Kang's like, you, a child? How'd you do this? So they're like kind of comparing like their superhero lives and what they can do. But like, there's this unsettling feeling between Cassie and Scott where it's like, yo, this is who Janet was talking about. He seems kind of okay though. So like, there's that whole struggle now. It's like, yo, is Janet fucking nuts? And then the audience, we're saying it like, yo, is Janet nuts? Is this He Who Remains? Is this who He Who Remains was telling us about? Or is this another version of Kang that actually wants to do good? Because remember how confusing his motives were? I feel like we could have built on that with a scene like this. So whatever, Kang is like, hey, you guys are going to stay here tonight. Whatever. So he puts them in a room, beautiful clothing, food, everything. So then Scott's like, yo, this guy's kind of nuts. I don't know who it is. I don't know who to believe. We got to go and find the team. So then they try to break out. Kang's like, no, you're not going to do that. That's when tensions start, right? So then they find a way to escape. And then Kang sends MODOK to chase after them the whole movie. And everything could play out exactly the same. The resistance, you know, that little world where all of these people, but they're fighting Kang. And Kang is busy finalizing preparations so that once MODOK gets what he needs to get for Kang, they could split. But we don't see Kang. It's just MODOK the entire time. And that girl, Jantara, she's like, yo, so yeah, I know Kang is coming, but I know MODOK is coming, but you know that other guy, Kang? And Scott's like, yo, we're going to deal with this flying head, and then we're going to go get Kang. Everything plays out exactly the same after that. But then the final battle, we get MODOK, we kill MODOK, we get really close to Kang. And Kang's like, okay, let me have some fun here. So they have the fight, blah, blah, blah. We could bring the ants, skip the ants, whatever you want. And Kang is fucking around. He's got it. He got the thing. He's ready to go. He's just fucking around with them now. But he kills Hope. Now, I know we discussed last week, that killing Hope wouldn't do nothing because she was kind of pointless in the movie, which I agree, which is why the death wouldn't really hurt us, but it'll hurt Scott, right? So we have that moment that Scott's holding her, you know, Janet and Hank are running in slow motion. Oh my God. Kang goes away and Kang like slips out and he's like, see you soon. And he gives us that line. So we go back to what he said before, see you soon. And then now Hope is dead. Scott and Cassie kind of look at each other and Scott's like, yeah, I gotta come back now. I have to come back. And then boom, we get the end, and it's like Kang will return, Cassie will return, Ant-Man will return, whatever. And then now we have like something to hold on to. We got Ant-Man's pissed. And then Cassie wanting to like fight with him could lead into more conflict later on. Because you don't remember what happened to Hope? I can't have you ending like Hope. So it's like more friction there. So in all, what I'm trying to say is this movie should have kept Kang in the background, let MODOK do the heavy lifting, so that the next time we see Kang would be in Loki 2, and they're explaining all of that, you know, him zapping through the worlds and his fight with the universe. They explain it in Loki 2. So when we see him in Kang Dynasty, this is his final act, and we just see him at a fucking 10. You feel me? And then, you know, I'm no movie director, so obviously you have to fill in a bunch of shit there. But essentially, what was the best part of this movie was also the worst. I think you're right, Cap. We might have given Kang too much screen time. Leave him in the back, let MODOK handle business, and then we have a final scene where Kang like kills one of them. You could pick whoever you want. Hope seems like the closest answer. And yeah, next time we see Kang is business. I don't know how you would handle the console and all of that, but that's how I would fix this movie.
Yo, we have very similar fucking fixes.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. Now I'm sitting here like, fuck. I gotta rework some shit.
But I'm saying, I mean, I got here because of you guys. So
yeah,
it's all of our fixes. I'm telling you, the thing that stuck out to me the most was Toad was like, yo, we never saw Thanos until the end. He sent all the lackeys first, and in a weird way, that made everything real easy for the MCU and like fans of the MCU. Back then, it was hardcore fans. Now we got a whole lot of fans who are like struggling to keep up with this multiverse stuff. You know, back then it was easy. Yeah. Thanos, stones, kill 50%. Loki, go do it. Ronan, go do it. And then until we finally have, I'll do it myself. And then the first time we see Thanos, he kills Loki and whoops Hulk's ass. We got to see Kang defeated by Ant-Man.
And also in all the build up to Thanos, we had Hydra, we had the Frost Giants, we had all these other people that were the big bads for the heroes. But once Thanos came, that shit was done with.
Yeah.
We need to stop Thanos. That made Thanos. That's the one we fuck everyone else. That's the one we need to stop. It made him bigger.
Yeah, like imagine opening up Kang Dynasty. So the movie would end like that, right? Then we get his backstory on Loki, because I think that's what Loki's gonna be all about. We're gonna see him through time and his his time war or whatever. And then we get to see him in Kang Dynasty. And imagine Kang Dynasty. I don't want to do it as similar as Thanos, but Kang Dynasty, he just comes in whipping ass. You know what I'm saying? Bro, Thanos won for a year. We knew these people were going to come back, but seeing them dusted was wild. And that moment where we thought Okoye was going to get dusted, but it was the motherfucking Black Panther. And remember, we had just been put on as new MCU live action people. I mean, we had just been put onto the Black Panther, and y'all took away the king, bro. And then that line with Peter Parker with Spider-Man.
I don't feel so good.
I don't feel like, bro, Kang just, and I'm not trying to say Kang lost. Sorry, let me go back on that. Kang was outsmarted, or maybe Scott got a little lucky. Whatever it was, it's like Kang. Kang needed to do something.
This is Rocky 4. And what Ant-Man did was make Kang bleed. And now everybody's screaming he's not a machine.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Thanos...
Yo, how funny is that?
He just came down.
How funny is that? Ant-Man made Kang bleed, and now we're all like, yo, I don't think this guy can do it. Yet Thanos, when he got cut, what'd he say?
All
All
of that.
that for a little blood.
For a drop of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's crazy because in Infinity War, you know, the Avengers put their strongest against Thanos, which was Doctor Strange, in my opinion. You know, Tony was cute. It was cute.
Yeah.
But I think some real resistance was Doctor Strange. And that really nice. It was a short fight, but it was nice. It was a lot of visually cool stuff. But like, bro, they put their strongest against Thanos and it was nothing. It started like that. My man took out the Hulk. You see, Hulk did not want to come outside no more.
Yeah, which I know we spoke about that, and I got the theories with the Hulk and all that stuff, but that was like perfect timing for Thanos to attack the Hulk.
Yeah, he had him questioning himself.
Yeah,
and I think the reason Thanos was so strong is because we kind of knew nothing about him. We knew his plan, and we knew what he was like, how he was trying to do it until he said, "I'm gonna do it myself."
Yo, if we're gonna be honest and compare the MCU to Rockies, the Hulk fighting Thanos is Rocky 3.
Yeah,
the Hulk was the champion in that planet Sakaar. He was a champion fighting no ones. Then he fights Thanos, which is his Clubber Lane, and gets his ass kicked and loses all of his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to lose what he got. And that's when he takes it out on the Avengers because he thinks he's just being used by them and all that other shit. I got this whole like fucking theory explanation of like the Hulk. It's like you just use me when you want me, but you guys fucking make fun of me. You think I'm stupid and all that other shit. You know, it's not real.
That's actually not that off. Like Hulk starts, like in the comics, Hulk starts realizing, like, bro, you guys, fuck y'all, man. Y'all just need me to break shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, it's kind of what you're good at, bro. I mean, you know, but the Hulk has such a complicated, and sorry to veer off like this. Hulk is complicated, yes, but like, so is Kang.
Yeah.
Kang is complicated and time is complicated. Yo, I saw a comment the other day, right? Well, I saw a little like Instagram clip where this dude says that the multiverse is what's killing the MCU. And I'm like, have you ever read a Marvel comic? Like, now, while I don't agree with him, I think for newer fans trying to keep up, multiverse is difficult. Multiverse is a lot more difficult than Thanos. Thanos had way more time for build-up, and we knew his plan. It was easy. Feel me? So like, yeah.
I kind of agree with that statement that guy made, because you made the comment, have you read the comics? Well, have you looked at comic book sales? Ever since there's been nonstop events and nonstop multiverse and nonstop death and rebirth, here comic book sales have tanked a little bit. They haven't been able to get consistent fucking stories. We just do shit and do it again and then
do it in different universes and just scrap it. That's what I'm saying. Like, while I don't agree with him, it's hard to like disagree too. It's hard to keep up with.
I think
I love multiverse stuff though. Like, I love this shit, man.
I think the multiverse can be the secret weapon for MCU, because if you keep it out of street level people, if you keep it out of Daredevil and Captain America and everybody that's street level, the Hulk, all these people, but if you leave it at the God level type, the fucking Doctor Stranges, the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, all those people that can go into those places of the multiverse and all other shit, you can introduce so many people. Imagine the Guardians of the Galaxy going into a multiverse with X-Force. Imagine Daredevil traveling through the multiverse and finding ours, going, you know what? I like it here. I mean, not Daredevil, Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where you can introduce characters that don't need to have fucking historic runs or movies or anything like that. Just like, yo, y'all motherfuckers want to see real carnage? Here goes the multiverse of the fucking symbiotes. There goes Carnage.
I think
You know,
I think you just gotta pick the stories that you're saying, because within the multiverse there's so much shit going on.
yeah.
So I think you picked the stories right. So like I just and apparently this has been confirmed. Spider-Man, damn, I'm getting a little blurry. Sorry guys. Spider-Man will be the lead in Kang Dynasty. So and I'm guessing Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So like I mean in the comics, symbiote Spider-Man was instrumental to Secret Wars. So don't play with my emotions. I want to see Bully Holland. I want to see Bully Holland. I would love to see some black symbiote Spider-Man up in this bitch.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see the MCU actually make that emo dance scene make fucking sense.
Word.
Oh, yeah. Or just a nice callback. Just a nice callback. But yeah, so like we'll see that. Like I'll tell you this. I feel like in Quantumania, there was just too much quantum realm. I would have loved to see something going on in some universe. I like the multiverse stuff. It's just I think the biggest problem with Marvel is just it's time to scale back. Just let's scale back a bit. We have so much shows, we have so much movies. Just let's go back to quality over quantity.
Yeah, that's something that they now that Bob Chapek is out and
Yeah.
they got I forget it's another Bob Iger, and Bob Iger's back. Kevin Feige has made that claim that they now have the ability to not be forced to pump out so much content.
Yeah.
You know what I think their biggest issue is? They're a person trying to tell the story really fast.
Yeah.
They're sitting there. They're like, yo. So on Monday I went to this, and they're giving you the gist of what's happening, and they're talking really fast, and it's like, bro, you're giving me the bare minimum, and I can only catch but so much.
That's a great point.
Like, slow down and actually tell the story. Give me the details. Like I said, one of the biggest problems with this is I couldn't connect to the relationship between Cassie and the fucking family. I couldn't, I don't know why. Like, you could say it till you're blue in the face, but the movie itself did not tell me what Kang's purpose was. Any one of the Kang's purpose. I know Loki, that Kang said some shit, and that was fine. But there's thousands of different Kangs, and not all of them have the same motive. And this one was cast out, so I want to know why. I want to know what he wants to do. I want to know about Kang. I want to know, all the parts of the stories you left out because you was too much in a rush to fucking put a jelly guy that we need to drink his blood.
I love the jelly guy.
He was dope.
He was
dope.
Yeah, he was cute. He was cute.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, like, if Thanos, if Kang would have been in the background, and we see MODOK doing all of this, maybe you don't care that much about the motives, but you know something's going on.
Yeah.
You know we're working towards something, which I think would have been cool, but I'm no movie director.
No, yeah, I hear you.
I'm no movie director, but I think it would. And MODOK himself, maybe we don't make him such a joke,
Well, MODOK, there's always been a joke.
I get it, but there's
he's literally
a comedy TV show about him. I know.
He had the biggest, this guy went straight and then a hard fucking left U-turn in his arc. Yeah. And I'm like, who convinced you to be a hero all of a sudden? Like, it didn't look like Kang was abusing you. It actually looked like he took care of you and all other shit.
I mean, there was that one scene where he force choked him up against the wall.
Yeah, but okay, that was it. And then all of a sudden, I'm MODOK. It's like, bro, this came out of nowhere, bro. You're easily influenced.
I'm an Avenger.
You are easily influenced, my guy.
I would have loved to seen a more meaner Kang. Yeah, and he's actually a more meaner MODOK. And he's actually trying to get these people, and he's riding for Kang. I think that would have been cool. And again, just let him do the dirty work. Let Kang chill. It's almost got him. One of my favorite video games of all time, Shenmue for the Dreamcast, ahead of its time. It's just people didn't get it back then, and it's like there's like a popular comment. But long story short, you're a kid, you live in Japan, you come home, you see your dad murdered, and the guy who did it is like a head of some like Chinese organization. So you're just breadcrumbing to find that guy. The first game, almost had him, he leaves. Second game, almost had him, he leaves. So you get him. The third game is still pretty new, so I won't say anything about that just in case anybody would like to give it a try. But yeah, that's what kind of happened with Thanos. We knew Thanos was there. We knew it. He sent Loki. We knew he was there since 2012, and we didn't see him until really see him in action until what, 2019. Yeah. I think we had the best part of this movie was also the worst part of this movie. Maybe we should have saved the little Kang. I was very excited about Kang last episode, and I will go back on what I said, but maybe we just leave Kang marinate just a little more, and then we get his backstory in Loki too. So then when we see him again, it's just business. Business.
I hear you.
No, but please let me know what you guys cooked up too.
You want to go next, Cap? Or?
Yeah, I'll go. So,
all right. Hold on. Let me. The people want to see you big.
Giant man, our word is our bond.
Yo, like that line, bro. That line, man.
So, our pitches are actually quite similar, Cabs. Which
I'm glad I went first.
No, but you know what that tells me? If all three of us came up with something similar, that really tells me that there is a clear way that this could have been done
100%.
that they just chose not to do.
Yeah.
So in my version, the movie plays almost the exact same. Starts out with Scott. He's doing his whole shit. The old man, thank you, Spider-Man, all that shit. They get to the point where Cassie's like, oh, we pinged everybody. We can ping down there and map it out. We're not doing anything but looking. Janet's like, yo, turn it off. I got to tell you about this guy. And as she starts to tell about him, then they get sucked in. And when they wake up, Scott and Cassie are by themselves like they are. Hope and Hank are by themselves with that warrior tribe, with the rebellion. We don't know where Janet is.
Oh, more mystery to her. Okay.
Yeah. So we see that shit in the beginning where Kang, what do you call it? Where she touched the ship and saw that, oh, Kang, you're the fucked up one. I gotta hide the MacGuffin from you.
MacGuffin.
Yeah. So we get down there. We hear from one side. We hear from the rebellion side, talking to Hope and Hank, how bad Kang is. From the Scott Lang and Cassidy side, when they get wrapped up, MODOK brings them in. Kang, similar to you, is actually nice to them. He don't put him in a cell. Turns around and like, look, shows Janet's here in one of my chambers, and you see her just chilling, sitting in a room somewhere, like she's perfectly fine. And he turns around and is like, look, I need you to get me this thing so we can all get out of here. And there's he even asks, he's like, hey, have you, I skipped a part, but I'll get back to that. He asks, have you grown yet? And when Scott's like, yeah, I grew to fight this sun thing, this fire thing. He's like, oh, and you didn't revert all the way back up to the surface, huh? He's like, we can't get out of here unless we get this thing, and we all go home. You, me, your daughter, Janet. I'll even help you find, you said 2 more people? I'll help you find the other 2. The one thing that I forgot to mention is when Janet touches the the ship or the seat, not only does she see vision of Kang killing people, but that thing in Moose where I call it the Mustafar scene with Kylo Ren, like when he's just murking random people on that weird planet. He doesn't do that in my version. In my version, he kills Ant-Man and Wasp. Then the first time he sees Scott, he does the whole, which one are you?
Yeah.
And we come to the realization he didn't fight Scott Lang. He killed Hank and Janet. That's the Ant-Man and Wasp he's killed.
Yeah. That's good.
So we get the thing where Kang is nice to them, to Scott. On the other side, we get to hear all the horrific things he's done since he's been down here trapped. How he became the conqueror and how he conquered this land and built the Chronopolis and all that shit. And Hope really is like, yo, well, we got to go fuck this dude up then. We got to start the rebellion. We got to end this. Scott goes down, finds the thing. In the probability field, it's a lot less jokey and a lot more of him
using his like skill set.
No.
Okay.
We see him as a fraud. We see him as a failure. We see him afraid. It's all the shit that we know
of Ant-Man.
And all the shit that contradicts his whole happy-go-lucky shit that we saw in the beginning. Then he hears Cassie, Hope and Hank fly in because they think they're gonna do some grand saving with the rebellion on the horizon, gonna attack the city. Hope goes down, pulls them out, and with Hope, when we see the probability, we see her heroicism, we see her bravery, we see all the opposite shit. So they come out, they hand Kang the orb. He goes, great, here's your daughter back, just like I promised. Here's the code for Janet's room. You guys can go get her in that tower specifically. Meet me in my thing over here, and I'm gonna set this up, and we'll get out. And Scott's like, Hope's like, oh, he's the bad guy, and Scott's like, no, he's true to his word. Everything he said has been on the up and up. We have no reason to distrust him. Let's go get Janet and go home. Hope kind of has that thing where she's like, I'm going to go with you, but I'm going to keep an eye out on him.
Yeah.
They leave, and he immediately tells MODOK, kill them the second you get a chance. So MODOK, they leave. Kang goes to set up his shit to bring his city and his massive army up. When they get up to the room, they open the door, just like Kang said. Except
she's dead.
Yep. Janet is dead. And I'm not talking about like she's just sitting there.
Like brutally murdered.
Yes. I'm like parts of her are in
pieces.
Different sections. Yeah. And when they turn around and was like, what the fuck is this? MODOK showed up and go, oh, like what I've done with the place?
Oh,
because MODOK's the one who did it. So now the big fight is between Ant-Man and his family versus MODOK.
Yup.
Not Kang. So we get that whole big fight. The Ant-Man family, they get to fuck up MODOK. He gets to show off some cool shit that he can do. He kills Hank. So we get both of them dead to show that MODOK is actually designed for killing.
Yeah.
Right? They wind up stopping MODOK by Scott literally is like, well, it worked once. Hits him again. Subatomic even more. Blinks his ass out of fucking existence. So then they look out the, as that's going on, the rebellion comes up. And Hope is like, yes, these guys are going to help us stop Kang. I told you he was full of shit. And they're like, cool. Right as they're about to go stop Kang, Kang turns around, surveys the scene, is like, fuck it. I don't need everybody. Takes his chair, murders the entire rebellion on his own. So we get to see, oh shit.
This guy's no joke.
Yeah. He dips out. He leaves Cassidy, Scott, and Hope in the fucking quantum realm with a bunch of dead fucking people who belong there. And the movie ends. The movie fades to black with them stuck in the quantum realm.
Ooh.
And now here's my 2 post-credit scenes.
I didn't think this much. What up, Leon? I didn't think this much. But before you say that, you know what's funny about him like blowing everything up? We got to see him do that. When he got mad, he just said that was the coolest thing he did all movie. He got mad and just blew everything up. That would have been dope. Just takes out everything.
Not only am I keeping that, but he doesn't get defeated.
Yeah.
So we don't need the ants. We get to see how badass he is. He leaves. So now we fade to black, and they're stuck in the quantum realm. When we come back, Scott Lang is walking around San Francisco going, life is weird. Da, da, da. And then he stops and is like, wait a minute.
Something's off.
I wasn't here before.
Yeah.
What's going on? All that shit that he did, instead of, did we win? Did we do the right thing? He's like, yo, I wasn't here. We weren't here. He walks in to he's walking through the motions. That dude knows he's Ant-Man. He's like, he's never called me that before. When he walks in, it's Cassidy's party. Hope's there. Cassidy's there. Hank and Janet are there. And he's really like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, man.
So now, and that person, and now we're like, okay, is he in a time loop? Is Kang messing with him? Which one of Kang is like, what's going on with him? Then we get to the second one where you see Immortus turn around and go, he escaped. And Ramatut goes, what do you mean he escaped? There was no way he could get out of there. Said they confirmed that it was the Scarlet Centurion.
Yeah, they did confirm that.
The Centurion comes up and goes, what are we going to do about it? And Ramatut's like, well, I had no choice but to call him. How many did you call? All of them.
All of them.
And we see a more serious take. I mean, the panel, literally the panel looks like that, so I can't get too mad. But that one dude was fucking losing his mind.
A little more intense. A little bit more ominous.
A little more intense. And now we fuck the whole Loki shit. We know Loki's gonna deal with him. Now we leave Ant-Man and the Wasp going, this Kang killed an entire rebellion on his own. Scott ain't gonna fucking stop him. He's gonna need the Avengers.
Yeah.
What happened to Scott? Is he in a time loop? Is one of the other Kangs messing with him as punishment? Is this Kang messing with him? Where the fuck is he? Is Hank and them? Are they actually dead? Are they not dead? What the fuck's going on? The Council of Kang, they called to stop him. So is Kang Dynasty them helping us stop him? Is he gonna murder more of them before Kang? We leave with so many questions that open up intrigue for what the fuck comes next. That's my how you fix Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Yes.
Before we go, Leon wants to know, is Kang more powerful than Thanos? I don't think so. I think he just has tech.
Yeah, he has the tech though.
Yeah.
And he has the knowledge of all of these universes. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna answer it this way.
I say yes.
They're on par with their full accoutrement, with their full power set. If you just go man for man, Kang is just human. Thanos
Oh,
beats him every day of the week. So because Kang has that human aspect to him, where all you have to do is get around his tech, I say Thanos has just a little bit more of a leg up. Because even if you get around Thanos' army and the gauntlet, he's still somebody you have to
you can still
you
throw
can't just
down.
fuck him up.
Yeah, but tech alone is like
Yeah.
this. Just wow. Even the tech against the glove, the tech against the gauntlet, I still think I'll pick the tech.
Although, dude, the time stone versus his time.
That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Well, yeah, when Galactus, yeah.
Yeah, when the cloud comes, everything's gonna be
the cloud. Yo, before you go, to, I'm gonna go to the potty room, refill the cup. I'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, I feel like we should cut to a fucking commercial. Have you ever been thirsty on a hot day? Water. It's the only thing you ever need. And let's not show it. I can't do it without showing sponsorship. We ain't sponsored by them, so
Yeah, well, you played yourself. Alkaline.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Here's your commercial. Have you ever been bored sitting in your room? Imagination. The world comes alive with whatever you want, whatever you need. You want to make a sandwich, but you're locked in with no food? Imagination. Tastes great. Extra mayonnaise, please. Like
Shit.
Yes, Ghost Rider, the real Ghost Rider, not Nicolas fucking Cage, needs to be in the what do you call it, MCU. They should keep the guy. They should keep I knew his name, Gabriel Lunes. There you go, Gabriel Lunes, the guy who did Ghost Rider and Agents of Shield. They should keep his ass as Robbie. Bring him in. If we need to make there's fucking 8 or at least 3 to 4 Ghost Riders running around. Bring them all in. Who gives a shit at this point?
I mean, there's so much hype for everybody to bring in so much stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, let's get a room full of people that's gonna actually, give us a complete fucking movie. We don't need just the Avengers to have something we can attach to. And now Black Panther, because Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
But that's cheating. They had a literal emotional connection with us from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like that's the one movie that if they fuck that movie up, close shop, go home. The MCU's done. We don't need any more MCU movies.
Yeah. But the crazy shit is though, is like they sat there, they knew what they wanted to do, and they had an explanation for the shit. They had, people thought about what they're gonna do, and that's all I'm asking for with these other movies. Like, think about what you want to accomplish in this movie, and if your goal is to just get to the cutscene, well, then make this a Disney Plus movie. Make it a Disney Plus fucking TV show.
Can I add an amendment to that? Can I also amend that? Make sure your goal is within
the scope,
either the movie itself or the next 2 years. Like, I don't need your goals to be 5 years away.
All right. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. So this is how I would have fixed Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Macho Man.
Yeah. We would have started out with a monologue, not from Scott, but from Kang.
Oh.
Saying how you people have seen titans, have seen gods, wizards, armored men, AI, super soldiers, half the universe wiped out, and you all think you've been through something. That's nothing compared to what the universe has for us. I was a man once playing with toys and unlocked the key to the multiverse. I met my other variants, and some of them with absolute power comes absolute. You know the damn. What's the saying?
Oh, great power.
Power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And some of them needed to be put down. Some of them needed to be wiped from existence. Some call it pruning. Others call it justice. Not all of us see it as justice, but I did. So
we established Kang
yeah,
immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah,
he's telling his story, and it's you know, I didn't know I wasn't always this way.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
to cut you off.
No,
so is Kang narrating the whole story because he's already in a different time and seen this happen? Like he's narrating the whole thing, fucking Morgan Freeman style?
He's narrating to a point in the movie.
Okay. Because I was about to go, yo.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah, so
like,
you know,
he's already gone. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
That'd be dope, man.
So you go from seeing vignettes of him being a normal guy, cracking the multiverse, meeting other variants, corruption happening, the different variants, taking advantage of the time traveling and the tech and all this other stuff, and
dapping
and
up the Watcher.
Yeah, and then going, some of us had to fight for what we believed in. Some of us had to fight for control, and those vignettes turn into Cassie. Now Cassie is sitting there protesting the movement of all the people coming back, and he's monologuing himself, but it's going towards what Cassie's doing, where she's shrinking the cop car, she's protesting, she's getting arrested, and going, yeah, people try to stop us, but our destinies are already told. Our destinies are already written. They're written by my hand. And then it goes into Scott. Boom. It doesn't go into Scott. It goes into him sitting on a throne in his chair, and MODOK going, I found them. And that beacon goes straight up into a wire, into a phone. Scott picks up the phone and goes, what? She did what?
Like a transition.
Yeah,
transition.
Yes.
Fire.
Yes.
That's fire.
And Scott Lang goes, what? She's where? And he goes into the jail, and he picks her up, and he's pissed off. He's not, oh, I'm proud of you. He's pissed off. He's like, yo, I've seen half this fucking, you've seen half of this fucking universe get wiped out. I've had to fight literal titans and aliens and all that to get these people back. What gives you the right to try to, to put yourself in this danger? We done all we did. Like he's screaming at Cassie. And Cassie's like, she's defending herself. And it's a battle of a dude that's too afraid to step up again for what needs to be done, and a girl that wants to prove herself. And Hope is the referee, right? In this battle, in this argument. They go to the house with Hank Pym and Janet, and the argument ensues. What's going on, Ray? The argument ensues, and she goes in there, and Hank's like, yo, what the hell is going on? And she's like, he won't let me live my life. And you hear, you get a sit down talk between Hank and Scott.
And a more sense of family, which is what you wanted out of this movie.
Yeah. And he's like, go to your room. And Cassie runs to the room. She runs to a place. Janet's like, I'll talk to her. And Hope and Hank are talking to Scott like, yo, listen. She's someone who believes strongly in this. Like, we don't know what it's like to grow up as a child in a world where half of the population came back, and now everybody's displaced.
Facts.
You know, she has something to fight for.
Mhm.
We fought our fight. She has something to fight for. She needs to grow up and be the person we want her to be. And Scott's like, I know this, but it scares the ever living shit out of me because this isn't something that we're prepared for. How do I raise a girl in a time like this? You know, making it like kind of like post pandemic. Like, how do you raise somebody post pandemic type shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, and
A
Hank
real
is,
question that I ask myself with my kid all the time.
yeah, you know, and Hank is like, yo, listen, when I lost Janet, I didn't know how to raise Hope. I didn't know what to do, and I shut down. I let my work do it. At least you're there for Cassie. You just have to let her grow. You have to let her do her thing. And while they're having this discussion, it pans to Janet catching up with Cassie.
I don't want to cut you off, but
Yeah.
let her grow, which is like the theme of his book. More
Yep.
room to grow. Damn, Toe, you killing me right now.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, son. Oh, shit.
So they transition into Janet and Cassie, and Cassie's pissed off. Like, you know, he's not letting me do nothing. He's not letting me blah, blah, blah. He's not letting me grow. And she's like, listen, you know, you got to see it through his eyes. And she's trying to reason with him. And she's like, I understand that, but, you know, I've been trained, you know, like you guys have been training me for this moment. It's not like I'm some defenseless girl. And she goes, yes, we know that, but he doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're still trying to figure out the best time to let him know that we're teaching you this. And she goes, well, listen, Hank and I have been working on this, you know, this thing. And she shows Janet the beacon. And she goes, what's this? And she turns it on and goes, well, we can study the quantum realm without having to go to it. And Janet's like, what? He's like, yeah, we developed a beacon to it. No, turn that off. And as soon as Janet goes to turn it off, Cassie gets sucked in. And Janet goes to press a button and it overloads. And it explodes and Janet gets flown back, but Cassie's stuck in and you see her going into the quantum realm. And she gets stuck into the quantum realm, but she's not in a random place. She's there with MODOK. And MODOK's like, well, this isn't the one we wanted.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, who the hell are you? And he's sitting there, he goes, don't worry about it. Put this one in the cage. And he's just, you see him on his little computer trying to find it. He's like, what happened to the thing? And, you know, she doesn't know. He's trying to fix it and all that other stuff. And she gets put into one of the cells. And now they go back into the real world. And Janet and Hank and everybody hears the explosion. Like, what the fuck happened? And Janet's screaming at Hank, what did you do? What did you do? And he's like, what do you mean? She's like, she got sucked into the machine. And he's like, we was trying to search the quantum realm without having to go down there. Because you don't know what's down there. She's been sucked in there. And Scott Lang goes, see, this is what I was talking about. And it justifies his anger. And he's like, where the fuck is she? She's in the quantum realm. And Hank and Scott is sitting there trying to get ready. You know, he's like, fuck it, I'm going in there. And it's like, we can't let you go in there blind. We don't know where she is. We can't find her. And they're trying to find the beacon. You know, they're trying to fix the thing so they can find her. And they stop Scott from using the quantum tunnel and all that, just surfing. Janet's like, yo, you don't know what's down there. There's something dangerous down there. And when, you know, they're like, yo, we have to fix this and then we can find her. So when they go to fix, they're trying to fix it. You know, the next day's happening, they're sleeping, and Janet wakes up with a nightmare, and Hank's like, what the fuck happened? And she's like, he got her. Because she's still connected to the quantum realm through some way. He got her, and he goes, who got her? He's like, a conqueror got her. He's like, why the hell does he have her? He's like, she's not the one he wants. And he goes, well, who the hell does he want? She's like, he wants you. To Hank. And Hank's like, well, then fuck it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to get her. She's like, no, you can't go in there and get her. It's like, if I'm the one he wants, I got to save this girl because she's like a granddaughter to me. I'm not going to, I already lost you. I'm not losing this girl. I'm not going to be responsible for Scott, all this. No, there's something I can do. I'm doing it. He goes to go into the quantum tunnel. He goes to find her because at this point they fix it. Hope stops him. Scott's there. They all go into the quantum realm through the beacon, and they're looking for Cassie. Right now, Janet, while they're in the quantum realm, is saying Kang got her. He's a conqueror from another planet because she doesn't know the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
He's a conqueror from another planet. He was banished here. Apparently, he's a bad guy, and he wanted me to help him come out, but I couldn't. And yada yada yada. Bill Murray comes out, and he's like, "Yo, we're still fighting the fight. We're happy to have you back, but where the hell did you go?" And they explain everything, and it turns out Bill Murray does the double cross. But they only take Janet and Hank. While Scott and Hope are fighting, they only take Janet and Hank. And Scott and Hope get saved by some of the rebel fighters. And they're like, yo, if Kang got your family, they're good as dead. He doesn't keep prisoners. And they say, I don't give a shit. We're going after him. Hope is not losing her mother again. She's not losing her father again. Scott's not losing his daughter. With or without you, we're going after him. Fast forward into, the final act. Hank gets put in front of Kang, and he's like, Kang's telling his story, and there's, the rebellion is like people are trying to fight outside. Scott, he sneaks his way in because he's a thief, so he uses that distraction. He goes inside the lair. And he's like behind a grate, so he's not in the room with him. He's in the next room, but he can see into the room.
Yeah, okay.
And he sees Hank and Kang talking. But at this point, Kang has that control over him. He has that force hold on him. And he looks at Janet and goes, he made me watch her die. And he stabs Hank in the heart and goes, I'm going to make you watch him die. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he looks Hank in the eye and go, you may not know who I'm talking about, but all the rest of you know what I'm talking about. And he just kills Hank. It was one of those, I'm going to get this shit regardless, but I'm here to kill every version of you. He makes it clear that he's killed more than one version of this Hank.
Yeah.
And it's because Hank was the reason why his wife died.
You're giving it so much dramatic factor to it, bro.
Yeah, and then Scott gets into the room and he starts beating the shit out of Kang, and Kang is just sitting there taking it, going, it's painful, isn't it? And then he just punches Scott right in the chest. Scott can't breathe, and they're all there. Hope, she's fighting with the resistance, she's not there. Scott bend over, he sees Cassie over Hank. My man's about to leave. Scott's like, yo, fuck this. And he goes and grabs the chair. Kang's gone. Scott's gone with him. They don't know where they are. They're stuck in the quantum realm. They have a way out because they use the tunnel, but they're stuck. Scott's gone. And it ends like that. It ends with them burying Hank, Cassie crying, and Hope is in that room trying to figure out how to use this machine to find a signal for Hank, because she thinks he's still in the quantum realm.
Scott.
For Scott, yeah. Now the end credits scene.
Damn, I didn't do an end credit.
Yo,
I fucked up. My bad.
I didn't think of an end credit scene. This was gonna be part of the movie, but I said, all right, let's make this end credit scene. End credit scene. They're there, and she gets a beacon, and she goes, I think I found something. And the portal opens up, and Wong comes out and goes,
I knew it.
Wong comes out and goes, what did you do? And he pulls her into the meeting with Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yep, and all of them. And it's like, we found this beacon also. And Janet's there, and she's like, I recognize these symbols.
These markings.
Yeah. And it connects Shang-Chi to them. That's the end of the first scene. The end scene is Scott appears on his own, rolling into a room, and Kang's in front of him going, who the hell is this? And another Kang comes out and goes, looks like another one of them failed. And they take his weapons, his suit, and goes, this primitive tech, put it with the others. They throw it, and you see
here we go.
A black and red shield. You see the claws from the Black Panther. You see a hammer. And you see glasses. But it's like Scott Summers glasses. And you go, well, what do you want me to do with this one? Put them with the others. And the scene ends.
I'm so glad I went first because I couldn't follow up none of those two acts. Yo, damn, Toe, hit the thing for yourself. Oh my God, that was fun. Yours is fun. That sounds like a good like a ride. It's like a ride the whole movie.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying though? But like very similar, like you said,
Yep,
Cap.
yep.
Like fixing this movie or like doing this movie correct. Like I'm not trying to like downplay like making a movie, but like shit, we all thought of very similar things. A death, more MODOK time. Like, nah, Cap wasn't falling asleep.
Yo, real quick, I just want to address these two in the first off, Big Hirsch, get out of here. You had your chance. You no-showed. You don't get to say shit for the rest of eternity, Mr. Promo fucking King.
Hirsch, I don't even know what happened, but I know you ain't show up, so that's an automatic L.
Word.
Literally.
And Kenny,
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
No, yeah, you went to sleep. I put you to sleep.
Whoa.
You had the covers over your head, shaking,
Cowering.
Hold up.
and and as for Kenneth, you'll know why I call you that when you see the video as soon as Toe puts it out.
Man called you government.
I'll see you on Monday, sir.
Y'all, I'm peeling from too much sun. It looks horrible. I'm sorry. Look at this. Ugh, man, I gotta start. I'll be out in the sun raw dogging, bro. I gotta start putting. Yeah, I gotta.
You know what?
This is not good for my skin, bro.
You know what helps that after sun shit. The aloe,
bro. Even
the aloe shit.
Yeah. I have one of those, but lotion form.
Yeah,
which is what I've been putting. That's why you don't see it crusty. You just see like the different colors, but it's not like crunchy. Like I could do this and nothing's falling because of that lotion.
You know what doesn't work? Fucking vinegar. That's the shit my mom made me fucking sit out in the. Here's the thing. I'm sunburned. Sit outside on the porch on a sunny day with no shirt, putting vinegar on. She fucking tried to cook me, bro.
Mom Dukes came from a different time. Mom Dukes was rough.
Word.
She was rough. But yo, shout out. We just fixed Ant-Man Quantumania. I think if we were to all take what I liked about yours, Toe, is you focus on the family. You've been saying that from the beginning. You're like, I don't buy this family. I think just a simple line as she's like a granddaughter to me would have just fixed all of that.
Yeah.
You're so right. And then I like Cap, how you kind of look just like you said fuck Loki. We know you're right, bro. We know what Loki's doing. We didn't need that. Like as hyped as I was for that scene and as hyped as I am now for Loki season 2, you're right. We knew there were gonna be like time traveling all over looking for Kang. Damn. You guys killed that shit, bro. The transition. I could see that already. Like you just see like a beep, 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 ring. Hello? Like, yo, that would be so badass, though. That would be, because Marvel loves to claim that they have those transitions on lock.
Yep.
That would have been cool.
I'm
Yep.
telling
And
you,
yo, and yo, I gave a purpose for this Kang.
Yeah, specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yo, I'm telling you, between the three of us, because our shit was so similar, you take the best parts of all three,
yeah.
and there's your movie right there.
Yeah. And yo, it didn't take much. It just a little different. One, motivation for Kang. Two, motivation for Hank.
For the Ant family.
Yeah, because you had it all there. Cassie was the key. The child is always the key.
Absolutely.
Because we can always get behind a parent trying to save his child, whether you have kids or not.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And
You don't need to have kids to understand that you will do anything for your kid.
yeah,
You don't need to have a kid to know that. No.
and it's easy as a motherfucker to just fucking have some kind of motive for everyone. You know, and you want to make it seem like they're family, and I don't think Cassie calling Hank grandpa works because she's a fucking.
It wasn't
she's
enough.
a young adult.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, she's a young adult. You know what I'm saying? And everything we know from young adults, they don't just show emotion like that. You know, they don't just out of nowhere just start calling people they don't know grandpa, grandma. You know what I'm saying?
Here's a legit question I have. Here's a question. Have you forgotten, or are we not counting the fact that Cassie knew Hank from the first Ant-Man movie all the way through? And that relationship could have built in the background.
Well, she didn't know him in the first movie.
No, but I'm saying it's from the first movie to this movie that they had that. I'm just saying, like, that's something that either you don't take into account, or
I get it, but I think what would have been stronger is if she called Hope mom and not Hank grandpa.
And we saw that at the end of Ant-Man 2, where they're all like in that little scene, like they're like hugging and like it like zooms out into the moon at the end of it. I think it's Ant-Man 2.
No, that's at the end of
is it one?
Endgame.
Where they're like, okay, cool. Well, we get that scene. So I think I kind of like that idea of her like calling Hope mom and not.
Yeah.
I don't want to call you grandpa. Like, I don't even want to talk to my real grandparents. Rest in peace.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, that one felt like one of those
rushed or forced.
Yeah, that you're speaking too fast. So this is a detail that we may have heard but missed the nuance of it.
I love how that was your problem, and you fixed it in your fixing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Just a little focused on family. You know, this is a Fast and the Furious man over here, so of course he wants to.
No, yeah, but
also, I hear you. It does make everything like just gives everything more weight when the Ant family is really being a family.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the biggest thing with all three of our shit was
what?
We gave the movie actual fucking stakes.
Yeah. And the thing was, like, I introduced Kang as if everything that the MCU went through ain't shit. You know,
I love the difference too, because me and Cap kind of made Kang a more hospitable person, where you were just like, no, like, we're like, I need to get this done now. Like, fuck everything.
You know why?
You put urgency to Kang.
Yeah, and also when you find out this isn't the Kang everyone's worried about, it makes you go, wait a minute. People are just trying to stop this Kang because he's going around making all of these fucking incursions. Because that Hank Pym wasn't supposed to die. A lot of these Hank Pyms ain't supposed to die, but he's going around killing all of them. Because that's one of the few Kangs that his wife died.
Yeah, and I do like how Cap made the Ant-Man and Wasp Hank and Janet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I knew you. I don't know you specifically, but that suit, those suits are very familiar.
Yo,
That's super cool.
I thought of that almost immediately after hearing him go, "Are you the one with the hammer?"
Yeah.
Because I was like, if you killed the Avengers over and over and over, you would know which one this is. And it didn't play, at least for me in the theater, it didn't play as like tongue in cheek.
It's kind of the way I took it. It's kind of like that new thing that everyone does online, where it's like you put up a picture of a person like this celebrity, blah blah blah, and everyone's like, who? And it's like, bro, you know who that is.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, you know who Messi is. Cut it out. You know who it is. I think that's like, he's like, are you the one? Like, I think he knew. So like in my version, one of the things that I missed out on is Kang knows who Scott is, but he's playing it off. He's like, oh, so you know, obviously you guys got to know something or do something. You're just making machines. You know, what do you do? And I actually have a little like cute scene between them where Scott's like, I could get small, and he's like, okay, show me. And he just gets small, and Kang's like, can you get big? And he's like, yeah, I can, but there's not enough space. And Kang's like, just go for it. He just like gets big and like breaks everything. And Kang's like, hold on, let me show you what I can do. And he like makes like the steps. You see how he came down on the steps? He like makes like a platform going up on the steps. And he like climbs up and he's like on top of Scott. He goes, hi. Just like a cute, I love those hangout scenes.
Yeah.
I love those scenes. Like everyone trying to lift the hammer and Cap almost moving it and Thor freaking out. And the payoff later, like, bro, that is such an underrated scene because later when Vision it's like, he picks it up and gives him the hammer and everybody's like, yo, after what we just did, I think we could trust this guy. Like, dog, we need those scenes, and those moment-to-moment scenes. We don't get that much anymore, bro.
And the best part is they knew what they were doing. See, these are the details when you slow down what you're trying to say. Because Cap moved the hammer, but everyone spoke about Vision picking it up.
Yeah.
No one spoke about Cap moving the hammer. And then Endgame comes and he lifts it up and everyone's like, oh, no,
and everybody.
Because how many people was like, yo, at the end of Endgame, I want to see Cap lift up the hammer?
Yo.
That was one of those.
Is that the best moment in MCU history? Him picking up the hammer?
It has to either be that or
on
when
your left.
Well, yeah, but it's either that or when Spider-Man takes the shield and just holds the shield.
That's good too.
Yo,
that's good too.
I've said this a million times. So in the minute I realized that they were going to show Cap lifting the hammer, I think I was the only one in the theater. I started reacting before it even was coming.
You knew it was coming. You saw that hammer lifting. You said, ah! Yo, that's actually a pretty good episode. Top 10 MCU moments.
Oh, yeah.
So we all bring our own moments, and then we put them all together and make a top 10 list.
Okay.
Thor coming into Wakanda.
Bring me Thanos.
Which is up there. You know what I'm saying? Yo, top 10 MCU moments, dude. That's a cool episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone just like brings their own shit. Just think of the coolest moments. Vision and Wanda with that line. It's cute, but I don't know if it's up there. But yeah, I think it'll be a cool episode.
Yeah.
But now the main event, what I've been waiting for the last week.
What's going on, normal guy?
Normal. What you mean first, like?
You late.
Well, I mean, is there no likes on the stream at all? Are you the first one? Or are you just keeping it consistent?
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's likes, bro.
Wait, what? Did you come in, like it, and leave, and now you come in mad late?
Yeah, normal. You can't claim first if you're not first.
Word. And if you're not first, you last.
We love that you're first all the time.
Word.
Bruh. Come on now.
You
Can't
be
call it like
first.
that.
Word.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main event.
So let's let people know more or less what this is.
All right. So not ever since Iron Man first came out. I waited actually until the Avengers movie to then make the list because I needed more information to figure out where I was going to stack everything, how I was going to rate everything, and how everything played out.
Hold on a second. Not normal. We know, that's cool, family first, but you can't come in here say first like if you're not first.
Word.
That's all I'm saying. We love you though. Thank you, Normal. Appreciate you, bro.
Word.
So I compiled this list, and I took a combination of my actual feeling for the movie and then an objective look at the movie. So you'll see some of the movies where if you hear me talk shit about it, you're gonna see it rated a little differently than you think it would be.
Okay.
Because objectively,
yeah,
I can't just go all off my own feelings. I have to actually sit down and go, all right, here's the fucking thing.
That's how I rate all the time.
Yep.
So it's broken down to 8 different tiers. So it's not like a 1 through whatever list. There's a tier, a certain number of movies in that tier, move on to the next tier. And the whole basis is I took what I thought was the worst movie at the time. I gave that an initial rating and then rated everything off of that.
Okay.
And then when I got to a certain point, then I started rating, okay, when I had like a big enough sample size, I took a movie and was like, how does my view of this movie rate compared to the last movie I rated? And if it was higher, went to a different tier. If it was lower, went to another tier. So I broke it down like that.
You got?
Like I said, every single one of them, with the exception of the last 4.
So like 28 movies, like 29.
Oh, I'm gonna do a quick count right here.
I like 31, 32, but this point.
27.
27. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then we got, like I said, live, we're going to do the last 4 from Multiverse of Madness all the way until now.
So we got an hour and a half. I don't want you to rush, but keep that in mind.
Yeah, so
Tony needs some sleep.
We're going to start with tier 8. That's the lowest tier I have. This is where I based everything off of. There's only 2 movies in this tier.
Oh shit! Thor 1 and 2.
Close. So everything's based out of a 10, right? It's a 10-point rating system. So it's Thor: The Dark World and Captain America: The First
I knew you were
Avenger.
gonna say that, bro. I was literally gonna say, don't put Captain America there. Come on, man. So mean. So mean.
They both rate at my lowest score 6.5 out of 10.
Wow, come on, man. That's so mean.
Here's the thing. If you want clarification on anything, we can go into why I put
No. This is your list.
No, but I'm here.
Yeah, let's hear why you did it. Let's hear why you did it.
I'm gonna say that you're mean though. That's mean.
So Thor: The Dark World, I put there because
we don't need explanation on that.
Well, yeah.
Here's the thing, right? I play D&D.
That was an entire movie of.
So like I said, I play D&D. I'm a big nerd. I like the whole fantasy element. I watch all the animes I watch are pretty much sword and magic and all that shit. But when I was watching Thor: The Dark World, the Lord of the Rings-esque beginning, like the fantasy beginning when he was fighting everybody and hit the rock giant and all that, I thought was the most boring fucking thing in that entire movie. So I was like, this is a genre that should fucking grab me, and it hasn't grabbed me. I can't make this. I can't like this movie at all.
The best thing about that movie is the thing that's overshadowed the most, which is the relationship between Loki and his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when she's going, like, Loki is distraught. Feel me? Like,
So that's one of the things. So the fantasy element that failed me is one of my personal things. Malekith just being so fucking lackluster.
generic is the term.
Yeah.
Generic.
So uninspired. That's what
Uninspired.
really...
Great word. Yeah.
So now I put it at a 6.5 instead of 5 or lower because Loki with his mom.
That was great. That was great.
Because the Warriors 3 actually had a little bit more to do. Vandal did some cool shit. Like there's cool things in it. And it's not a good movie, but it's not so bad that, you know, if it's on FX or if it's on TV that I can't, you know,
that you won't leave it on.
A couple of minutes. Yeah. So the Captain America, the First Avenger, the best part of that movie is told in a montage. They montaged him being cool. Like, he did nothing in the first half. He did a montage, and then now we're supposed to believe he's the director.
They put Super Soldier Serum in him. That kind of just seals it. Whatever. These are your ratings. I'm gonna let you talk. 6.5 is mean. If you wanted to say 7.5, sure.
No.
6.5?
6.5 because
what are you getting at? Can Thor: The Dark World have a tier 9 and this guy have a tier 8?
No, because here's the thing. When I look at the First Avenger, I have the same feeling from that movie as I do Thor: The Dark World. And the only reason that, again, it's not lower is because there are good things in it.
For sure.
They got the story right.
They did.
They got everything right. But I couldn't make it a 7 because you montage the best. That's the laziest shit you can do.
They were on a time crunch. Avengers was coming soon.
Well, now retroactively, right? This has nothing to do with my rating because I rated this well before What If came out.
Mm-hmm.
But you see what they did with Captain Carter's montage. They made that work. Had they made this one work, because they literally, if you watch it, he literally it's him opening doors with a fucking gun in his hand.
Yeah, and saving people.
Yeah, he didn't do shit in the fucking thing.
But damn.
So I can't in good faith give it any more than that.
We're gonna need a montage.
So now we get to tier 7. There's 2 movies in tier 7. Both movies are rated 7 out of 10.
Okay. Let me try and guess.
Good.
Ant-Man 2.
No.
Woo-hoo. Thor 1?
Yes.
Okay. And
how many movies are in
and Doctor Strange?
There's only 2 movies.
And Doctor Strange?
Huh?
And Doctor Strange. Okay, I don't know the second one then.
You want to take one guess, Toe, before we go on?
Iron Man 2.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say Iron Man 3, but I know you like that one. So, okay, yeah, I thought Iron Man 2. Okay, cool. That's not bad.
So now I
agree.
have these here because Thor, the movie, objectively, the movie is better than the first one, but not as good
than the second one.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Better than Thor: The Dark World, but not as good as some of the other ones that have come out. But the fucking acting between Hemsworth and Anthony Hopkins that's some of the best shit.
Yes.
So I had, when I compare, I'm like, all right, I like it better than Cap, First Avenger, and Thor: The Dark World, but not enough to put it above the movies ahead of it. So it's got to sit in that 7 range.
So what happened with Iron Man 2? You didn't like Whiplash?
Iron Man 2 just seemed
Bland.
It seemed lazy.
Vanilla. Yeah.
Broom better.
Like Mickey Rourke was okay, but I was reading all the trades and shit beforehand, and apparently a lot of what he did ended up on the cutting room floor, and he thought he put in a better performance, and just that shit at the end with them just hitting random fucking robots, like it was all right, but it didn't do anything long lasting wise.
Iron Man 2 was whack. Not whack, but it was just mid. It was mid.
Yeah.
It was mid for sure. I agree with this tier wholeheartedly.
All right. So now we go up to tier 6. Again, 2 movies in here.
All right, wait.
Hold on. These are 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, 7.5. So in this tier, you have Black Panther?
No.
I keep thinking that you're gonna rate things low. So let me stop thinking that. Okay. Is Ant-Man 1 here?
No.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I think you said Ant-Man was an 8.5. So let me guess one more. Iron Man 1?
Nope.
Oh shit. I don't know then.
You want to take a guess?
This is so fun. This is fun. Oh, I know what's here. Damn.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No.
I know what's here. Well, you like this movie, but maybe not. Captain Marvel's here.
No.
Oh boy.
This is just the movies, right? This isn't the TV shows?
Yeah, it's
correct. Just the movies.
Okay.
Shit.
All right. One more guess, and then
Ant-Man 2.
yes.
Okay.
That's one of them. Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, I put here at 7.5 because they're, again, was it one of the best movies? No. But better than the ones that came before. It's definitely better than Thor. Definitely better than Iron Man 2. And just based on what I said, had to be better than my tier 8 movies.
I hear you.
The other one I have here is The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were. Okay, cool.
And I have The Incredible Hulk here because the only part of that movie that actually gets me hyped and that I actually like is the end, where you hear Hulk smash and that fight between him and Abomination. But other than that, it's, if I was rating this movie against Ang Lee's Hulk, it would be higher. But rating this movie against other MCU films, I couldn't put it any higher than what it is. So it had to sit at 7.5.
That's fair. That's a fair rating. I hear you. I think on its own, it's an 8. But yeah, in the grand scheme of the MCU, 7.75. That sounds, that's accurate.
All right, now we go up to tier 5.
This is where Captain Marvel is.
We'll see. Tier 5 is, these are the 8-point movies. So these are 8 out of 10.
It's not until the 10th, bro. I appreciate you.
And this one has
there's a lot.
This one has 7 movies in it.
And this is the 8. This is 8.0.
Yep, 8 out of 10.
Okay, 8 out of 10. So Guardians 2 is here.
Yes.
Okay. Captain Marvel, is it here?
Captain Marvel's here.
Oh shit. I was about to say. Iron Man 1 is here.
Nope.
Okay, so Iron Man is 8.5. So then Black Panther's here for sure.
Nope.
Oh shit. Okay, this is where we find like the Homecomings and the Far From Homes.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you
Far
because it's too
from home.
many.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. So we start off with the Eternals, and this is where I say the whole I had to look at it objectively because the Eternals, personally, it's a mid movie, but objectively, if you took it in a vacuum and didn't have to put it around the context of the story that the MCU was telling, is it really that bad? No. Is it better than all the movies that what do you call it? Is it better than the movies I said previously in my last couple of tiers?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, but I get you. If I was there with you, I'd kiss you on the cheek right now. I would kiss you right now. I'll be like, yeah, I am happy today. That is, yes, I'm so happy you said this. Y'all heard it here. Eternals is an 8.
Yeah,
heard it.
Good. You want my true honest thoughts? This is what it is.
This is your list. I'm not arguing anything.
Coming out of the movie theater, we liked it.
Well, me not really so much.
Well, I liked it. You know,
I don't know if you remember my conversation with Jay, but my conversation was heavily on the note like this doesn't tie into shit until 5 years from now. Who gives a fuck? What?
Eternals Redemption. This is the happiest day of my life. Eternals Redemption.
So also in this tier, I have Black Widow.
Oh, I hear that. Nice.
The only problem I had with Black Widow is that it was 5 years too late.
And that too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, if we would have gotten this
Taskmaster.
I honestly didn't.
I didn't hate it. You didn't.
I didn't mind why they chose to make Taskmaster, like how they wrote Taskmaster to the story. I do believe that they should have done a better job of sticking a little closer to Taskmaster's power set.
Same.
But I honestly didn't mind the fact that, they tied her into Black Widow, so it's not just a random person.
Yeah. Kind of how they did MODOK, and we were fine with
and
that.
I mean,
we saw MODOK.
David Harbour was awesome as awesome as Red Guardian.
Always.
Florence was great as
Florence Pugh is just. I want more of her so bad.
Yeah,
I want more of her so bad.
So
Florence Pugh is the mother.
Yelena.
No, that's the new Black Widow. The sister.
Okay. Yelena, the sister.
Okay.
Then we get to Captain Marvel. And the reason I have Captain Marvel at an 8 out of 10, where most people think controversy. I went and saw that movie in the theaters twice and liked it better the second time.
I enjoyed that film.
I went in looking at it going, yo, all right, the whole she's got amnesia and she doesn't know, but we know is kind of not good storytelling.
Yeah, lazy storytelling.
Yeah. But I went in there going, that's the Captain Marvel I've read on page. They got that 100% right. And I truly did enjoy the movie. But objectively, I knew I could, realistically, you can't rate it any higher than that.
And to be fair, if it had a little bit more time to breathe, I think it would have been better. Remember, they literally stuck this right before Endgame. Infinity War, yeah, just to give us something.
Yeah.
So it can to make it make sense.
And here's something that will bake your noodle. In Captain Marvel, Nick Fury says, I can't eat toast if it's cut diagonally.
Yeah.
But in Age of Ultron, when he's in the shack, his bread's cut diagonally and he's eating.
Yeah. I heard this. So,
all right.
He's a fucking Skrull.
Yeah. So there's one of the objective ones. Another one of the objective ones, Thor Ragnarok, is here at an 8. And as much as I don't like the tone in which they abuse the Ragnarok storyline, I do have to say, compared to the other two Thors,
it
is a better movie.
Yeah.
And when probably the hardest I've ever laughed in a Marvel movie is when Bruce Banner's like, "I got this," and jumped out of the plane and smacked the fucking bridge.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I've never laughed harder in my life at anything.
Really
Marvel
good
movie.
moment. That could
And
be a
it-
top 10 moment in the MCU.
It's funny because I think me and you were the only ones that laughed at that.
Yeah,
I died at that. You know what else was really funny? In that when Thor throws the can at Loki to see if he was really there, and it actually hits. That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. Yeah. That's I hear you though. Can I tell you something? I think the more I watch Ragnarok, the more I dislike it. I don't know if that makes sense.
no, it makes sense.
I feel like third time Ragnarok, I'm like, you guys pumped in a little life into Thor, and you had to do something, and you did something, and it was cool. And shout out to the Grandmaster. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
That's also
Yeah.
good fun. That's a funny part too.
But real quick though, my biggest problem with Thor Ragnarok, even though it is the best one out of all of them,
Oh, we know.
is fucking you did World War Hulk. You did fucking
No, Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk. Yeah, you did fucking Planet Hulk with Thor. Like come on, bro.
And then have them fighting Hulk, like the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do that, at least just keep Hulk out. But whatever. And shout out to Valkyrie too. I really enjoyed Valkyrie in that movie.
good.
Yeah.
I think consensus Ragnarok is like 8.5, maybe 8.7, 8.8. I think it's nowadays. I think it's an 8. Yeah. I super agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right, so I got next one up, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
Now, it is the weaker one, but it's still not weak enough to lower it on this list. Because, not for nothing, fucking, I just had his name in my head.
Ego?
Married to Goldie Hawn. Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell killed it.
He did.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell killed it. It just for some reason, like how Toad didn't believe the family dynamics in Ant-Man and Quantumania. I don't really care about Star-Lord like that.
It felt force is a word that we so commonly use with the MCU. It just felt like unfocused.
Yeah.
Well,
Where it's like the first one is like, here's this team, they all meet and they get an end goal. Boom. I feel like 2, there was a lot of stuff going on because you have Drax and his thing, you have Mantis and her thing with Ego, you have Quill and his thing, you got Rocket taken care of. I don't know. It just felt all over the place.
You know what I think the purpose of Ego was? Ego was a honeypot for everyone. And it was one of those things that Gamora was distracted by Nebula. Drax is just a literal person. Rocket Raccoon distracted by the plane. Mantis was the plant there to be serious. She was the naive one that was serious, and she connected everything and made Ego seem like a human. You know, he gave humanity to Ego, but Ego was the honeypot. He was this is what you want? Perfect. I'm gonna give you what you want, so that way I can use you, so I can leave this fucking this planet and do my own shit. I'm just here to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was the honeypot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I like Guardians. Listen, you know me. I think Guardians 1 is almost a perfect movie. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is not as perfect, but I still don't think it's one of the bad ones. Where
Black Panther's in this list, right? Is in this tier.
There's only 2 left. 2 movies in this tier left. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Go, keep going.
Next one, Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man.
Okay. I thought you went 8.5 on Ant-Man. I'll give you an 8.
So Ant-Man's an 8 for me because Ant-Man came at a perfect time where it's like Marvel could just put out a movie and let's just have fun with this movie. And that's exactly what it was. It was just a fun movie that you could watch. Didn't matter in the bigger picture.
Bring the kids, have a good time. Yeah, for sure.
It was just a good time. And that's the whole thing, that Ant-Man really is the one that started me on that. Okay, we don't need everything to be interconnected. Just certain things lead to shit and good, and then other shit can be out there, but we still know it's part of the same world.
Yeah.
The last one in this tier, Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Fair.
So I got it here because I honestly don't hate that movie as much as everybody else did. Like, I came out of the theater going, that was a pretty fucking good movie. But again, objectively, it's not better or nowhere close to the original Avengers, which we'll get to. But it is, it is better than, again, all the movies I said before, or that I just listed prior to getting up here.
So can I just interject real quick? Because I was thinking about how everyone thinks Age of Ultron was such a bad movie, right? But if you compare Age of Ultron to Infinity War, it's almost like we saw Infinity War if they won. Because, when you have, like, my grandfather always taught me the proper way to eat is you got to, open up your stomach and shit, right? So Age of Ultron was that meal, that salad, that light thing to open up your stomach. Because think about it. If he would have dropped that part of the earth onto the earth, he would have wiped out all of humanity.
Or a big part of it.
Yeah. What did Thanos do? He wiped out half of the fucking universe. So now we have a threat level of Thanos that we didn't know was the size of Thanos. And we won. These Avengers are looking like, yo, nobody could beat us. We're at the top of our game.
Ultron, yeah.
Because if
Wanda took them down, like, they were rattled, bro.
And that's the thing. Ultron was the fucking the appetizer for the meal of Thanos.
Facts.
Because if Thanos would have won, there's no way we're getting anybody back.
Ultron is the movie that keeps getting better with time.
Yeah.
It just does. And
I'll tell you right.
I say it all the time, the best combo moves in the MCU.
Yeah.
That movie was just full of double moves. Cap hitting the fucking the Thor hitting the shield and throwing it over there was just beams everywhere and beams off the shield. Like that first scene in that snowy military base was 10 out of 10.
Yo, dude, and the crazy shit is like Age of Ultron does so much for the MCU and we don't even notice it because one, it introduces a fucking Omega level threat in Ultron, one that we can beat. So that when we lose,
and Wanda,
when we lose, but also it cracks the armor of the Avengers because it doesn't. What was it? Infinity. When did Wanda do that?
Civil War.
Civil War, right? But the first crack of the Avengers was Ultron.
Yeah.
It was Tony freaking out about seeing that vision. You
know what I'm saying? And it cracked the Avengers and it cracked the world going, wait a minute, we need to regulate these motherfuckers. They're going unregulated. And then Wanda doing that stuff in Civil War, that's when it became justified. It's telling the story with details in it. Because they already introduced us to 1, magic, 2, mutants, 3, what happened to fucking to Hydra. 4, it gave us an Omega level threat and the possibility that we can stop an Omega level threat. 5, it cracked the armor of the Avengers. 6, now it puts something in place for all the other people that are enhanced, all the other heroes that are around the world, for them to just be accepted by everybody because we're used to this shit now.
Ultron's low-key goated. I don't give a fuck, bro.
5, it also shows the strength of the fucking Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone.
Yeah. That shit made a perfect being.
and 6, it was the first movie, and the second movie would be the Eternals, but it was the first movie that makes you question shit. Because the thing is this, Vision was like, yo, you know, he's questioning Ultron's motives, but he's also like, but I was born yesterday. It makes you question, like, yo, was these guys right to make Ultron? Did they do it out of fear? You know, what happened to Jarvis? Like, you know, is Vision right? Did do this? And then what did Eternals do? They make you think, like, was Thanos being a hero to everybody? Did he prevent the Celestial from being born on the planet without him knowing? Was that his motivation to stop the Celestials or whatever? Like, who's the real bad guy? The guys that were here protecting everybody? Who's the good guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you question, like, what's going on here? Because as a
Don't
movie,
stop the Eternals good talk.
yeah,
Don't stop.
because as a movie, separately, the Eternals is a good fucking movie.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
There are so many questions that they make you question about the characters that go unanswered, and you're like, yo, they made a second Eternal or anything that had to do with the Eternals, and this is why these new movies are garbage. That's why the Thor movie is garbage, because you have Celestials looking in at the fucking gods. You can't you can't tie in the Eternals to this.
That would have been
Like,
nice.
you can't have other fucking Eternals in the Garden of Eden or wherever the fuck they were with Zeus and all these other fucking people. But you're telling me that you have the Serpent King there, you have the fucking Shadow Realm girl there, you have a Peacock there, you got fucking Howard the Duck's god there, but you don't have Eternals there?
All right, settle down. Calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. Joe's ready to punch somebody in the face. I hear you.
No.
I'm here for all the Eternals love. Give it to me.
You know what I'm
Give
saying?
it to me.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, yo, some of these movies are here to incept ideas in you. So when you see it played out, you're like, I get it. I get it. When they turn around and go, the ether was the fucking reality stone. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make Dark World a better movie, but now it's like, now we know why they did this.
Yeah.
You know?
The connective tissue in Dark World is actually pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's still a bad movie. What else you got on this tier?
So, well, that's the end of tier 5.
What were the movies again?
So, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Guardians Volume 2, Ragnarok, Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Eternals.
Okay, there's gonna be a lot in this next tier, so just go for it.
Well, we'll see. Two things I want to say real quick about Age of Ultron. One, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The best fucking Quicksilver is in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
The actual fucking Quicksilver is in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, one of the Maximoff's brother. Yes.
Yeah.
And two, one of the big knocks for me, Hydra and Baron von Strucker was essentially played for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
We are not gonna give up. Immediately give up. Like, what?
Yeah.
That was kind of stupid.
It was a little dumb.
That's why it stayed in that 8 range. So now the next tier is tier 4. These are 8.5 out of 10 movies.
Okay.
And there's 4 movies. Fun. There's 4 movies in this tier.
Oh shit! Black Panther's here.
No.
Respect. Okay, let's go. Okay,
so,
this is
Guardians
a tough
of the Galaxy 1.
No, Guardians is 9.5. You got Guardians at an 8.5?
Yes. And we'll get into it here.
Right? Yeah.
We'll start. You know what? We'll start a little bit out of order. So, Guardians of the Galaxy is here at an 8.5. Only because, like, objectively, it's a good movie. Toe, that's one of Toe's favorite. He said it's a perfect movie.
It's one of mine too.
I don't see it that way. And I think it was a bigger stretch for me to believe that these guys could fit in the world of the MCU. I'm talking about like the Earth level shit.
Yeah.
Like coming out of that movie, I was like, that movie's good. Batista did way better than I thought.
Yeah.
But initially, when I ranked it, I was like, that seems it kind of had like the X-Men problem.
It's a little spacey.
It's like, yeah, that seemed like it's their own thing, and they're in this area, and everybody else is over here. Did they kind of all work and fit together? Yeah, but I don't add points for that because when the Russo brothers were doing Endgame and Infinity War, they literally had to have James Gunn there to write all the stuff for the Guardians.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to play with them on their own. James Gunn had to spoon feed what the fuck they do. And for me, that knocks off points because, sorry, James Gunn, you're not that special to me that you can't let anybody take the reins. Every other motherfucker had the reins taken from them when they like.
Solid point. A solid point, Cap. I'm gonna hit a solid point. That's a solid point. Yeah.
So the other movie I have on here, Doctor Strange. This is where I have Doctor Strange.
I like it.
Because Doctor Strange was a good movie for me.
Divisive.
I honestly don't see how it's divisive, but again, I know Strange from the comics. Again, it's stuck close to the.
I know Strange from Spider-Man. So I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Visually, at the time, that was the best Marvel movie I've seen. Visually, at the time, I was like, wow. I enjoyed that movie. Caecilius was.
Yeah, I would. That's why it's not higher on the list because Caecilius was another one of those who gives a shit bad guys. But the two things, one, I saw it regular, and then I saw it again in 3D because I was with people and I had no choice. And in 3D, it was even better.
Yes.
And I don't care what anybody says. The whole fucking Dormammu, I've come to bargain. That's a fucking great way to end.
Genius.
You don't need a fucking sky beam and a big ass fight scene.
Yeah, we don't need explosions.
I can just do this shit all the time until you realize how that was fucking good.
Cap, 9 out of 10 times, I'd rather you outsmart the villain than just like beat his ass up. And it's funny, I've said this on this podcast before. When I was younger, I didn't like Spider-Man as much because most of the time he's outsmarting people. And I wanted to see explosions like the X-Men. And now that I'm older, I'll smart the motherfucker. Let me see you think about it. Yeah. Good call here. 8.5, Doctor Strange. I'm with that.
So now we get to the next one, the penultimate one.
Wait. So what do we have here? We had in this tier,
Guardian and Doctor Strange.
You said it was 4 here.
Yep. So I got 2 left.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry.
So the next one, Iron Man 3. And the reason I got Iron Man 3 up here is because twofold. One, I honestly didn't mind the fucking Mandarin reveal. And when I say that is in the theater, I was like, this shit is genius. Coming out of the theater, I still liked it. Has my opinion on it over time waned? Slightly.
Yeah.
But I still like that. But my main reason why Iron Man 3 is at an 8.5 is because for me, it paid off something that was said in the first Avenger movie. When Cap was like, yo, you're not the man to make the sacrifice play. I know 10 people that are worth one of you. Like, when he's like, yo, you're nothing. And his only retort was, I'm a billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Like, he had no real comeback. This movie shows Tony Stark is the hero, not the Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
This was the start of this right here shows you the foundation of why at the end of Endgame, he says, I am Iron Man, and he snaps everybody back and puts Thanos out and takes the hit. It's because when his suit was done and it had to be him, he still fucking did it.
well, after you said that, like months ago, like when we were like barely into this, I went back to Iron Man and I was like, you know what, Cap? You do make a good point. I like the whole like it's kind of like a born again arc type of deal. I was like, yes, I enjoy this. You took everything that made Tony Stark, and he had to figure it out. And I was like, I still won't go as high as 8.5. I got some issues with AIM and what's his name? Trask, I think.
It's Julian something.
Yeah, that guy.
Julian?
I still have some issues there. I won't go 8.5, but I hear you. When I gave it the look back with that image in mind, it was cool.
What's funny is the problems you have with it are the problems that are keeping it at an 8.5.
Yeah. I hear you.
So then the last movie on this in tier 4 is the original Iron Man.
Fair as fuck.
Yeah,
fair as fuck.
We've all said it before. The ending fight scene is what drags this movie down. But the reason why that ending fight scene didn't drag it lower than an 8.5 for me is because I literally came out of it going, okay, the fight scene had to be that way because it's two rich white dudes who've never had to fight before in robot suits that they really don't know how to use. That's the fucking fight you get. These aren't martial art world champions. These are two white dudes.
True. Very true. And as far as origin movies go, it was a great origin movie. I enjoyed those 30 minutes of him making his suit in the car and Jarvis making fun of him. That was back when Jarvis was like, one of the best. Next to like Batman Begins, probably one of my favorite origin movies. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so now we're moving up to tier 3. These are my 9 out of 10 movies. And there's only 4 movies in this list, in this tier.
Oh my God, you put Shang-Chi at 9. I love it. I love that.
No.
You 9.5 for Shang-Chi. What's here?
You guys want to take a guess each? Or you want to
so Civil War?
No.
Okay.
Not
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Nope.
Okay, cool. So Homecoming is here.
All right, I'm gonna get into it because there's only 4
Homecoming, Far From Home, and like No Way Home. I think they're all here.
So I'll just spoil it. All 3 of the Spider-Man.
Yeah. I hear you.
And the first
good.
one, Homecoming, the Vulture. That was the best part of that movie. Tom Holland's first go around as Spider-Man was great. The scene that I keep thinking about
when he's stuck under the rocks
on here and he's yelling for help.
He's just
and
like crying.
You hear the desperation in his voice.
He's a kid. It's really good.
That's just some of the best fucking shit ever.
And a second scene in that movie, the car ride with him and Vulture.
Yes.
The respect, but also the threat there.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Spider-Man Far From Home, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance as Mysterio, fucking top notch.
That was great.
Yeah.
I used to not like any Jake Gyllenhaal movies, and then I saw him do Southpaw and this movie and a couple of other ones, and I was like, no, this motherfucker can act.
You didn't like Bubble Boy? Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yo, Toad, turn this camera off. Kick him out.
I'm sorry. You should watch him in Prince of Persia.
The other Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. This is one of the objective ones where, to me, if I was putting this would probably be in like the 7 range. For me, we know what my problems are, but I'm man enough to admit that's just an internal thing, and realistically, that movie is a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
The last for me, Yo, I'm sorry.
At least a 7.5.
No, you sent them back to die anyway. We can't kill them here, but if you send them back, they die. What the fuck happens, bro? Like this.
It's part of the multiverse. That's what's supposed to happen. Now I get you. Let's not get into it, but I appreciate you. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. You gave him peace.
Huh?
You gave him peace.
Yeah. I don't think the saying is "give me peace" or "give me death."
No, but it's what you can do for somebody. It's like putting someone that's gonna go in a hospice. Like, yo, they're gonna make them as comfortable as they can before they go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, I brought a lot of extra shit to it.
Yeah. Remember. Yeah, we remember.
At the end of it,
a lot of good points though.
At the end of the day, it's in its rightful place.
Yes. No. Hey, I will from Cap on that movie. I will take a 9. I'll take a 9.
The last movie in this tier, Black Panther.
On a 9, shit, nice.
Yeah,
I have Black Panther like 8.5 to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, Black Panther.
Was it a CGI?
Black Panther was fucking awesome until that last fight scene.
Yeah. And I had an issue with Killmonger. I had an issue with Killmonger.
I didn't have that issue, so that's why it bumps up.
Yeah. That's a personal thing with Killmonger for me.
You know, the one issue I have is that the dude that brings Killmonger to Wakanda, I would have loved to see more of him.
Yeah, I would love to see some more Claw.
He's an amazing character.
You could tell how much fun he had in that role.
Yeah. With his prosthetic arm. That Ultron cut off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ultron is... that shit is aging like wine. Okay, so next tier is tier 2 or 3.
So this is tier 2. These are my 9.5 movies. And there's only 4 movies in here.
Okay, so Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Infinity War.
No. Endgame is here. No, Infinity War is here. Endgame is the next one.
Okay. Yeah, any more guesses? Because you got 3 out of the 4.
And Shang-Chi is...
Yeah. Shang-Chi, Infinity War, Captain America Civil War, and Captain America Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier,
now,
yeah.
And Ant-Man 2.
There's a reason. There's a reason they're all here. Captain America Civil War and Shang-Chi are tied for my absolute favorite. They flip-flop depending on what day it is. 1 or 2 my favorite fucking MCU movies.
I love that.
These movies to me are damn near perfect. Shang-Chi not only told you a different culture, but it had a different flavor. When they say he was the best martial artist, he was fucking great as a martial artist. They actually didn't do the stupid shit of he's in love with his best friend. They actually kept them best friends. Yes. She wasn't annoying. She actually trained with the bow.
Yeah.
She didn't do too much. She had 1 shot. She didn't fucking go out there and murk 57 of these fucking things. It makes, if you know Chinese culture and all that shit, the whole fucking he fought the dragon. That's what the fuck happens. Like,
yeah.
To me, and the dance, the little fight scene between the mom and the dad.
Oh God! Don't even get me started. But the best choreography I've seen in the MCU. This is legit. Yeah. This was legit martial arts. But Winter Soldier, also very good choreography.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna explain the movies in here. Infinity War's in here at a 9.5.
Because we like Endgame better. Yeah, we went in on that, remember?
Yeah, but there's an actual reason to this. It's not a 10 because
they killed Groot.
No. Because this is the first movie. If you didn't see, so like some of these other movies, you can not see any of the other ones, walk in, ask 1 or 2 questions and be caught up and be like, all right, I know what's going on. Infinity War is legit. If you didn't see any of the other movies, you have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
This is not an accessible movie.
Yeah.
For somebody who's just gonna show up and like, oh, I got time to kill today. Let's just go see a movie.
This is why
Yeah.
people started rewatching the MCU.
Yeah.
It was because of this movie. Yeah, for sure.
Now, Captain America: Civil War and Winter Soldier, they're fucking great movies. Two of the best movies Marvel's ever done. The reason I like Civil War over Winter Soldier is because it made so much. So I read the original comic Civil War, and to watch the movie and see how the movie did Civil War, it made so much sense.
Yeah.
This is the first time where it's like, okay, all these things led to this,
Like
and you could track it perfectly.
welcome changes to the yeah.
And everybody gives shit for the airport fight scene, but that's exactly how that airport fight scene will go. The people who don't know each other will go hard with each other and try to fuck everybody up. The people who knew each other are like, yo, what? I don't know what side we're on. How far are we taking? Like that, it makes perfect sense how it played out.
And it's like, bro, I remember watching that scene and feeling like a kid, just with all of my action figures on the floor, just fucking crashing them together.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was a fun scene.
So now, the real reason these 4 movies are in tier 2 is because I don't hand out perfect movie scores unless I find a movie that I believe is a 10 out of 10, a perfect movie.
Yeah.
There's only one movie on my tier 1 10 out of 10 list.
We've already gone through all of them? Shit. Okay, what was this last tier? It was the Captain America's, Infinity, and Civil. So Endgame.
And
So Endgame.
Shang-Chi.
And Shang-Chi.
Yeah. So my tier 1 is the
Endgame.
first Avengers movie.
What? Oh, so you put Endgame in this one too?
No, I'll explain Endgame.
Okay.
Avengers, the
It's a
first
perfect
Avengers movie to me is a perfect movie. There's nothing about that movie that I would change. Nothing I think they could do better.
Has it been all downhill since then?
No. So before I get into the finale and we rank the other 4 movies, remember when you were saying that I'm judging harsher now because there's a very few bangers.
I said we all are.
Yeah.
Judging harsher.
But now here's my defense. This is why I say I'm not judging harder. If you look, the majority of these 27 films are an 8 and above.
Yeah.
So to me, the MCU, with the exception of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the exception of 6 movies leading into phase 4, the MCU has been 8 and above, walking out of the theater like, yo, this is fucking awesome. So I'm not judging.
I'm glad. I'm happy.
Standards that we've had in the past, and they're not meeting it.
I'm happy. If we give it mostly everything an 8 out the door, I'm fine with that.
So now, like I said, and Avengers, the first Avengers, perfect movie, tier 1.
100%.
Endgame is on its own separate 11 out of 10 tier, only because it is the perfect wrap up.
Yeah.
For this entire Infinity War saga. And when Cap picked up the fucking the hammer, I lost my mind. There's other little bits and pieces when people did some shit that when A-Force showed. I don't give a fuck what people say about female superheroes. Seeing them all sitting there like fucking no, we got this shit, and the Wasp showing up out of nowhere.
Oh my god!
Amazing.
The Rescue and Iron Man back to back, repulsor blasting everywhere. Yo, that was
and the famous line on your left.
Yo, I still to this day cry every fucking time I hear that. And then there was no bigger fucking payoff, no better moment to hear Cap, Avengers assemble. We actually led to it meaning something. It had pathos. It had everything you need. That's the most complete fucking ending ever. And like Sandy Koufax, you gotta put it on its own fucking pedestal.
Yeah. And like even if you, and yes, I still like Infinity War better, but like the tall task of wrapping up this 10-year saga and doing it the way they did with this movie, tapping into some time travel and not making it, crazy, and killing off some pretty important characters that like we just lost. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Yo, shout out to this list.
Well, we're not done yet.
Eternals though. I'm happy tonight, bro. I'm happy. Eternals at an 8 from Cap. I swear to God, I'd kiss you if I was there.
We're not done yet because we got to rank the last 4 now.
The last 4, yeah. My bad.
So, how we want to do this? Start from Quantum and go backwards, or from Multiverse and go forward?
Multiverse and go forward.
All right. So, Multiverse of Madness.
Oh boy.
For me, as much as I had problems with that film, I can't give it anything lower than a 7 out of 10. So I'm putting it in tier 6. 7 out of 10.
Okay. I give that movie a 7.5 on a good day, 8, but 7 is fair.
Yeah, the only reason, truthfully speaking, the only reason it's at a 7 is both because Wanda pushed it up, but Wanda held it back.
Yes. Kind of like the same thing that happened with
Kang.
Kang.
Wanda in this movie going Terminator and fucking killing everybody, that was awesome. But Wanda had already dealt with her fucking shit. Like, she took a step back in this movie. I feel like we missed something in between the TV show and the movie.
Yeah.
So now we get to Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder has the distinction of creating tier 9 and a 6 out of 10 fucking movie.
That's actually
the
nice.
Worst rated movie.
That's actually nice. I think you're being nice. You could have given that shit a 5.
I could have, but why waste the fucking effort?
Yeah. The growth that we got from Thor and Infinity War was just demolished. Spit in the face.
Yeah, man. That was so bad.
So now if you keep it score at home, there's
well, you know what?
9.
Well, you know what?
6 out of 10.
6 because of the God Butcher.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that. I'll give you 6 out of 10 just because Christian Bale finally got to play the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. This has been so fun, man.
Wakanda Forever. This one's going to be a little controversial. Because I don't think it's better than the first Black Panther. I think it's only held in high regard because one, out of all the ones in this phase, they took this the most serious, which what we were asking them, and 2, it had the built-in cheat code of we had to pay homage to Chadwick. Had Chadwick been alive and they got to do the original story they were probably going to do, I don't know if it would have. It still would have been one of the better ones in this phase, but I don't know how much better. Namor keeps it from being lower on the list, but this is definitely at 8.5. It's in my tier 4.
Okay, that's not bad. That's great.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think I'd give it a 9, although I really enjoyed this movie. I don't think I'd give it a 9.
Yeah,
that's a great rating. I'm with it.
And then the last one.
Oh boy.
What I say Doctor Strange was 7 out of 10?
You said 7 out of 10 for Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, so then Ant-Man Quantumania has got to go. All right, so this is how you're seeing how I do my rankings live. Because Ant-Man Quantumania was definitely better than a 7. Even though I said 6.5 in our review, objectively, I liked it more than Doctor Strange Multiverse and Madness, right? I actually do like it more than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
So much like the Eternals, it has to get an 8 out of 10 and go into that ranking system, into that tier 5.
You know, a lot of people are saying that they like Ant-Man 1 more than Quantumania.
Well, clearly I do too, because
It was a different vibe back then. I think Ant-Man 1 not having any real stakes is a lot easier to digest than Quantumania not having any stakes. Because part 1 was made for no stakes. It was what it was. Where this one is like, man, I don't know. Kang is there. We kind of need some stakes here. Medium rare, fam. Like what?
I don't know what happened with Ant-Man and the Wasp. The second one just felt like came out of the movie theater and was like, oh, so we're not gonna go up a level. We're gonna
keep it right there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. No, okay. A little bit of progression would have been nice. So again, much like the Eternals, my personal feelings about it are vastly different than where I have to rate it based on my own system. Dude, it's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's at a 7.5. So by default, it's got to go up to the 8.
This was a great list. Clap it up for the list. This was fun. This was some of the most fun I've had on this podcast. This was great. And yo, Eternals, we did it. We did it. We did it, Eternals.
Look at the other movies that it's with, and maybe it's not so.
No, don't take this from me. Don't take this from me. Wait, what other movies is it with? What other movies is it?
Infinity War.
No, it's not with
Winter Soldier.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and Eternals. It's with Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Thor Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the first Ant-Man, and Age of Ultron.
Yo, so we're like there. I mean, yo, honestly, based on your rating, that's exactly where it should go, though. Like,
yeah,
I think it's fairly rated. I thought you were gonna put Eternals in like a 7.75.
No, again, if you take it out of the vacuum, if you put it in the vacuum and just look at the movie as the movie, it's not bad.
We did it, Makari. We did it.
Now
this made me happy, bro. I'm sorry, 100% right. Avengers 1 is just masterpiece. We got it all. We got the double team moves. We got the introduction, like the intros. We got the good villain. We got
the playful rivalry between Thor and Hulk.
A real look into the future. We got the death in Coulson. There was nothing wrong with that movie,
dude. You know what? It hit. This is. I'll tell you. I think I've said this before, but it hit perfect movie zone for me with that scene with Loki and Black Widow when she turned away, and I was like, "This is bullshit." And she played it off as like, "Oh, she caught me.
Yeah,
she's that good that she caught me." It's like, okay.
My favorite scene of that movie, and my fault, Tom, I'll let you go right now. My favorite scene of that movie was when Loki and Cap are having a fight. They're in Germany, and then Black Widow is in the airspace up top. She's like hovering over, and then Iron Man comes and he's blasting
AC/DC?
Yeah, I think it's out of the speakers, and he just lands, shoots a thrill, and he just like points, and then Captain's like, Iron Man, Captain, and then God, I would have watched that movie and cried. Go ahead, so my bad.
No, I was gonna say, if you let Lay do the rankings for Eternal, he'll give it a 0 out of 0.
Yeah. No, and Les rating, it'll be a 4, if that.
with the synopsis, it was ass.
It was trash. Where the fuck is is that hand?
No, yeah, but like I said, man, they slowed down and told us the story. That one thing I hate is watching a review like the Screen Crush Ryan Aries. That's to do with the dog?
Ryan Aries with the dog.
I hate watching his review or his spoiler review of the recap of the movies and him coming out with, you see, at the end of the movie he had a green cake and it didn't taste so good, and it's foreshadowing that now it's the future of the MCU doesn't look so good. And I'm like, why does that need, like, bro, if that's what they did, horrible job.
Well,
horrible job.
He said that, and the fact that they charged him for the coffee.
No, I get I know that, but I'm just saying it's like horrible job because now this guy is is reaching for shit to make it seem like everything they did had meaning, where it's like, or you could have had everything have meaning.
Well, I don't think that's
I'm not saying it. No. I'm not saying him personally. What I'm saying is that you watch the movie and you're sitting there, you're like, all right, and then you watch the other reviewers and then they come up with their own things. It's like they're protecting the people who wrote the movie with the whole, you notice why she wore pink shoes, but she hates pink shoes?
I mean, they're theorizing.
Because that's not really her. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole where he's in a time loop and the people in front of him was behind him and all that. I didn't catch that. I like that. I don't like the whole where it's like, well, I'm going to give you somewhere I think is what they're trying to get at.
I mean, it's part of the same thing. The way Ryan is saying it, like the whole end of that movie, basically what Ryan says, something's off here. Yeah, something's off.
I get it, but it's still like, okay, homie, they could have explained it better. Because if I never saw your review of it, now I'm completely lost.
Well, is that your fault or his?
That's the MCU's fault.
I'm
not blaming him.
That's the fault of the movie, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, how did he get that?
No, I'm saying that I hate the fact that it needs to come to that.
Well, so first of all, Ryan Aries is like the one that's who I like. I like him over rock stars.
No, I got no problem with him.
No, these guys go nuts with the pie in the sky.
Yeah,
they really pie in the sky. Yeah. Right? Now, I think what he was trying to say at that part is like, something's off. Scott knows something's off. The people are walking backwards. The cake tastes funny, and they charge them for coffee. So he's like, something's off here. Now, I didn't get it either until I saw him. Yeah. But I remember in the theater going, that's weird. They're charging him for the coffee now. $12 is kind of wild. I didn't put it into perspective like he did, but something's off.
You know what I said in the beginning of this movie in my head? Why the fuck are they emphasizing him in Baskin Robbins?
Because that was his job in the first one, that he got kicked out of that and he became an Avenger.
He was in Baskin Robbins for 2 days?
But like, that's the point. Now he's an Avenger and they suck his dick.
I get it. But then that's it. That's the thing where it's like, okay, you're overdoing this Baskin Robbins shit.
Was it? I didn't think it was overdoing. I guess I didn't pay attention to
No.
it.
Well, you notice when we made the movie better, ain't none of us mentioned no Baskin and Robbins.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit we didn't mention, so we gotta fit in a 2-hour movie.
I get you, but his biggest part of life is him and Baskin Robbins. Not none of the. Where's the the part of him that goes, maybe you shouldn't have robbed Hank's fucking house, or you shouldn't have did all this shit. Like, my man went to jail and ruined his relationship with Cassie, or missed out on a lot of Cassie shit, and then had the cop fucking become the father. Where was the regret of that? That's all fine and dandy, but me working at Baskin Robbins, that's highlight of my life.
That's literally why he's not trying to be Ant-Man, though, because he's trying to make up for all that lost time with Cassie.
Yeah, but in the probability cell, where was that at?
That's
the whole probability scene was about Cassie. Like, when they started saying Cassie was when he started like figuring out the reason to get out.
That was when they all focused and had this simple goal. But what I'm saying is that probability of him fucking making the wrong choice, you know, because all he did in part one was make the wrong choice.
That's why in my rewrite, I said that we meet him, all the worst versions of him. Because we just met, to your point, we just met versions of him that were the same. And then they honed in again on the Baskin Robbins dude. Who's
it's like, bro, if you're trying to be poetic with what you're showing, guess what, MCU, who wrote this movie?
The same people who wrote Loki, I believe.
The same people who wrote She-Hulk? All right.
Loki.
Guess what, MCU?
What he just did there, you see that?
Yeah,
he just goes with it. You're doing the thing where you find one thing about the movie that you completely just are super cynic about. Bro, the Baskin Robbins thing is not even that serious.
But the ending of the movie, guess what? We were zoned out already.
Maybe.
You didn't keep us holding on to that part.
I was distracted for sure.
Because I noticed shit. You see how I noticed she called him fucking grandpa and there was no connection. I noticed shit in movies. We all notice shit in movies. But the whole, look, this guy made a cake. Baskin Robbins, they have ice cream cakes and shit, but it's all the whale cake. They don't make fucking custom green shit. Anyway.
You're thinking about it too much.
You didn't have anything hooking us until the end. You failed. And that's why that's the part that I don't like.
Baskin Robbins.
Where it's like people like Batman. We watched the review of Batman. And if you notice in hour 15 of the Batman, his shoes were untied. But Batman doesn't wear shoelaces because he's rich. Foreshadowing the Joker. What?
Bro, come on. Don't be that way because we do the same shit here. We do stupid pie in the sky theories based on what we see. Now, granted, I will tell you this. Yes, new rock stars. Sometimes Eric Voss. I love Eric Voss, but sometimes he goes a little too. He reaches.
No. Listen, I appreciate him giving that. I just hate the fact that that's the only way we're gonna get that sentiment. It's from an outside consortium. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, we're just gonna have to say, "Yo, let's just watch the review because we're gonna get more of the movie from them."
I don't feel that way, but I see what you're saying.
Like this specific movie.
I'm not like I do watch the theory videos and it's fun to theorize, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it's their job to watch these things. If we didn't have jobs and we could watch these movies 3 times, 4 or 5 times, break it down frame by frame, if our 8 hours a day was doing this the same way we'd be at the job, we'd be doing some shit like that too, because we'll be like, they have a team, right? So like they have the one guy reading these comics. They have the one guy reading these comics. They have the one girl reading those comics. Then they watch the movie each 3 or 4 times. And then they all get together at a little table. They're like, yo, theories. See, we do it with a limited amount of time. This is their job. We'd be doing the same thing. And people would be coming to us to understand movies better.
No, I hear you. But here's the thing, though. the biggest theory that I have is that they forgot that Hope was a part of the Ant-Man universe because they did nothing with her.
Yo, that seems to be the prevailing theory.
I tried to give her I tried to give her some kind of thing, like, yo, at least kill her. So like it could be a catalyst for like Ant-Man coming back into the game.
But now you're gonna get hate mail because you just fridged another fucking female.
Oh, we killed the female. Damn, I'm sorry.
Hey, I also killed Janet and Hank.
All right, kill Hank Pym. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I killed Hank. I had the balls to kill Hank.
I killed Hank as well. I had MODOK kill Hank.
Damn, so I'm the only one that killed Hope. I literally killed Hope.
Well,
no, so they did that in the MCU too.
Hope. Huh?
They killed Hope in the MCU too.
Yeah, they did. They killed her. She is not reciting anything.
Yeah, I mean, like the one character that everybody's like, really, ants, and then you made her look weak.
You know what? I saw.
She should have been like the muscle in this.
I saw a comment that said, "Oh, people are mad about ants in an Ant-Man movie." Wow. I'm not mad about ants in an Ant-Man movie. I'm mad that ants were able to take down the Conqueror, the big bad. The person was supposed to be scared of. The guy with the whole console. The guy. Yeah, that's my problem. The ants took him, diverted him. And apparently they ripped his suit or something, because the next time we saw him, he was, just showing the muscle.
Yo.
Shit, they would have overwhelmed Thanos for 3 seconds.
Thanos would have, Reality Stone, get out of here.
Yeah, he'd have ripped him limb from limb.
First off, if you noticed, Kang had to hide in his fucking little bubble.
Yeah.
Thanos wouldn't have hit.
No. Thanos would have get out of here. But to be fair,
you're about to make me go back and redo my ranking of this shit.
No, don't touch any of those rankings.
Yeah, because of Ryan Aries, that motherfucker's gonna make it even worse. Eternals and that man sixes.
That's what I'm saying. This version of Kang can't be the fucking big bad, because
not like that.
Any real Avenger shows up and he's getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is why my Kang in the remake wasn't the big bad. He was just a nuisance.
Yeah,
he was a nuisance.
That's why in my version he doesn't get defeated. He destroys a whole bunch of people and leaves, because now we're like, okay, this motherfucker's serious. Now you have room to play.
Yeah, I like the whole thing of, I'm telling you, the best part of this movie was Jonathan Majors, but it's also the worst part of this movie that we saw so much Kang and I mean, yes, like Scott didn't beat him up. Like Scott was getting his ass handed to him. And like, it was lucky, but still, bro. I
gotta say this one thing.
So cheap.
Jonathan Majors was the only one in this movie who seemed like he read the script and went, fuck, I gotta add some shit in here. And then you see it through his performance with his facial tics and his other shit, the microaggression.
I said this before.
Everybody else in the movie literally was like, okay, I'm just gonna show up, say the line, like he put a little bit more effort into making his shit work.
Who's playing Blade?
Sometimes.
Huh?
Who's playing Blade?
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, so Mahershala Ali called him up and was like, "There's not enough substance to our characters, bro." And he's like, "Yeah, well, why don't we make him rewrite it?" Mahershala Ali was like, "All right, I'm doing it first." And they're like, "Fuck, I can't make him rewrite. I'm just gonna have to act. I'm gonna have to do something no one has ever done in an Ant-Man movie before. I'm gonna act."
Paul Rudd just came in tired, like, oh, here we go again with this movie.
I feel like that's what Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas was like, "Yo, all I gotta do is put my hands in this thing. Cool."
But you know, but that's another thing that people don't mention. The only character that was consistent throughout all the 3 Ant-Man movies is Paul Rudd. Scott Lang. Every other character changed drastically.
Yeah, but now is that a good thing or a bad thing?
To me, that's a bad thing, because we don't know why they changed. We don't know why it almost looked like we changed the characters to fit the movie.
See, this is truly fascinating to me, because this is where one of the rare cases, normally when you say something, I'm like, all right, I see where you're coming from. I don't see it here. Like that comment and the one with the family dynamic. I for some reason I can't see the lane
Yo,
you're in.
she's in the quantum realm with Kang. Her motivation to help Kang is so she can go see her daughter, and because she lied to her. Like I said, I'm coming back and I'm never coming back and blah 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 blah. Where was it? Like we got seconds of that in part 2.
The family stuff really bothered Toe.
No, because this is literally a family fucking movie.
You know what's a better family movie than this? Black Widow.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy shit is? Hulk and She-Hulk had a better family dynamic between them. Fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier had a better brother family relationship between them. Him and his sister had a better relationship. The fucking Flag Smashers. You're telling me that you couldn't have them close? It looked like Scott Lang and Cassie were brother and sister, and Hope was the mom that was a drunk, and Hank was like, well, when you have a grandchild, it's your job to spoil them.
See, all right, I get that. But I think that's the point, because Scott missed so much of her life even before the snap. So when you get there, he wouldn't know how to be the parent.
Yeah, but if you're gonna fast forward, this is why I'm saying we're not seeing the actual dynamic between these people. We're not seeing any of it. Because now, how am I supposed to accept, like, yeah, he missed a lot of Cassie's life, but we missed a lot of them. We missed a lot of them.
All right.
Because now we just got thrown into, that's grandpa. What?
Well, then, all right.
I mean,
I see a little bit more now.
He is grandpa, though.
But see, I see a little bit more now where you're coming from. But then again, for me, like I said earlier, she knew him when she was 6. So from 6 all the way to here,
she knew Hope
and Hank. They met at the exact same time.
I know that, but she was with the father and the cop while they were doing all this other shit. It wasn't until like after the blip where Scott became super serious because he turned into Ant-Man. Like they're fighting crime. They're undercover trying to get technology for shit. In part 2, they're running from the cops. Remember that? Somebody actually fought, against the government and got house arrested. And Hank and all those people are running from the fucking law. At what point are they gonna have sit down family dinner?
Well, see, I just went with the.
I mean, it happened while we weren't seeing it. You can't see it all.
Yes, and I'm
saying, but you wanted to see it.
Yeah, it's kind of like yo, Cabs. I tell you about Cap all the time. I hate him. And you hear all these problems and all the other shit, and you come to dinner and it's like we're the best of friends, and you're like,
but
where did this come from?
Who did Cassie hate?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, as an example, like you're just now you're blindsided by the fact, like, when did this happen?
Yeah, I mean,
okay. So now I get where you're coming from. Okay, because that obviously wasn't a problem for me because it made logical sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're expecting you to think that and believe it already. Yeah,
but I get where you're saying now that fuck the idea of I have to make that leap. Show me a little bit of it.
But so that's also a little part of they on Earth. They jumped around so many different subjects with them because they went from her being a protester to being in jail to them arguing. Now I'm studying the quantum realm. Like, wait, pick a fight. Are you gonna try to help the relocation shit, or are you doing this quantum realm shit?
Well, she did the quantum realm shit to find Scott while he was in the blip. That's what she said. That she was doing that to, and I mean, someone who protests against, someone who is protesting against the environment. That seems like the kind of person who would be working on a machine like this to try and help out somehow. Her point is to help. She wants to help, and she wants Scott to help. And she's seeing that Hank and Hope are somehow helping, so she gravitates towards that. Feel me?
But they were blipped also.
Yeah, but like they're back now. It's been a while. It's been a long time since the blip. It's been a while.
I don't know, man.
Joe, I tell you all the time, I want more in between blip stuff. I feel you, dog. I want it all the. Can we just get like someone in the middle of the blip, dog? Give me Cassie in the middle of the blip.
I feel like the only one that gets any kind of respect for going back in time is Cap. The whole team went back in time and got the Infinity Stones. Cap is the only one that gets respect for it.
Well, because he went back and put everything the way it should be.
And remember,
like, why would I respect you for fucking up timelines?
And people don't necessarily know the nitty gritty. They know that the Avengers did something. And it's funny because Doctor Strange is getting shit for it. They're like, yo, there was nothing else we could have done. That was the only route. And it's like, no one even, you know what? It's kind of that situation where it's like Captain America rode off into the sunset before anyone could say shit to him. If Captain America, remember, Captain America's on the run. And then all of a sudden, he's traveling back in time, saving the world. So, like, if he did come back, I think he'd have to answer for some, like, he'd have to answer some questions, too.
Here's another way to look at it, too. From the perspective in this scenario, from the perspective of the people in the MCU. Doctor Strange made a choice to give up the time stone. That led to half of us being blipped, and we needed to do some ridiculous shit to get him back. So everybody's like, yo, Strange, that's the best you could have fucking did.
Everything else.
Cap took on the mission to set everything back, so that way the people where we are now stays maintained.
Yeah.
So in the priority of people in the MCU, I much rather praise you if you're gonna fucking say that we won and we get to keep the victory versus the guy who had half the fucking universe die.
And to be honest, the way they're looking at it is that Cap is dead. So that's another thing. Like, no one knows that Cap just went back to live his life. Only Bucky and Falcon.
Cap's on the moon.
So he's on the moon, or he's like dead. So like, the real issue here is we get no love for Black Widow because there's Tony memorials everywhere. Yeah, everyone is loving Cap. Where's the Black Widow love?
But you wouldn't know how to celebrate the Ultimate Spy. Like, nobody knew her.
Someone got it. I mean, they knew that she was an Avenger, but you're right. She's low key. Good point.
Yeah. I mean, she's on the mural in Avengers Con. It was her and Tony.
Yeah.
When Kamala went to go see
Yes. But I would like some more love for her. But yeah, how do you celebrate a spy? That's a
like there's not too much known about her.
Yeah.
And trust me, She-Hulk has proved, if She-Hulk did anything, it proved that the only respect and love that Black Widow would have got from the men in the MCU, and I'm not talking about the hero, I'm talking about the general guys, is just guys on the corner like, but she had that fat ass though.
I mean, she gets a little bit more respect than She-Hulk, but I see what you're saying. But and on that note, what a great episode though. Thank you, Cap, for the list. Thank you for taking your time to, group it all together and shit. I appreciate that. It was so fun. Very fun. And I'm down for that top 10 MCU moments, man. I'm down for that shit.
We can do it next week if you want.
If y'all serious about that, I'm with that.
Yeah. You want to do everybody has their own top 10, or you want everybody comes with 3?
Everybody bring. I mean, we should at least each do a top 10, and then we pick out of those top 10s.
Okay.
And pick a definitive, or maybe we could do a top 5. But out of our own top 10 moments, we do a definitive top 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that shit would be awesome.
Yeah.
If you guys want to change it up though, let me know.
No. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
It helps me out with coming up with a subject.
Yeah. And on that note.
Yo,
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
before we do that, I'm gonna expand this shit. Get a little bit more interaction with the fucking everybody watching in the chat.
I wanted to do that.
Yeah, you guys have moments that you like, put them in the fucking chat. Let's see if they make the list.
Yeah, we'll make a post about it. We'll make a post about it and shit. Yeah, I'm done.
So yeah, yo, put it in the chat your top 10 moments of the MCU. We'll make the MCU, and then everybody in the chat, without any equivocations, can go fuck themselves. And on that note, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.